didn't take all the men's deodorant, did you?
Nope.
Elliot might have.
I wear women's deodorant. Yeah, go look in Ellie's bathroom. Thanks to boy stuff.
Well, it's more like he takes them and then I just find them randomly around like the halls and like couch and stuff.
I thought your mom just bought a bunch of new ones.
You know, he said check Ellie's backpack, check the socks.
Just look in the hallway. What is... We still have not figured out what progressive mode or not progressive mode does for us. Well, I'm setting to progressive mode anyway, but... Just saying that, like... We've looked at this like 5 times and we're still like, eh. This was developed by Capcom, that's interesting.
What game is it?
Disney's Hide and Sneak.
This is the one I think it is.
Well, it's because we have actually beaten Luigi's Mansion. I know we can beat that. I don't know if we can beat this game, because we were so just anxiety-driven by it.
Yeah, it's not a scary game, it's anxious.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god, the ratio being this big. That's
I know.
crazy, dude. You got me the lighting set.
I'll be surprised if anyone knows what this game is. I don't even know why we own this game, to be entirely honest.
Probably on sale at one point.
Probably. I'm like, the fact that the opening is literally a trailer.
Anyways, Jameson likes to listen to Minnie and Mickey Mouse music on the way home. And let me tell ya, that's some hard listening. Sometimes the newer Minnie Mouse stuff isn't as bad, but the old Minnie Mouse stuff, I'm like, oh buddy.
I will say one thing I can say about
buddy,
this game in
no.
terms of it's like, you can play as Mickey and Minnie. Really, no. You can't.
Let me go get a Squishmallow really fast and I'll be right back.
That's fine. I'm not going to actually start. I'm just going to kind of speak to the peoples. Anyway, so. Let me give a second to put our thing in there. Okay, chat.
Repopulating our fun zone.
I'm just reading the release notes about, I'm just seeing when, like, Genshin's down at the moment, and I have to log into Genshin every day because I'm doing the monthly pass because I'm trying to get more resources. Again, on the off chance that Zhongli comes back into focus. I need enough to at least pull 90 times, and I'm, like, 80-something right now, so I'm checking in every day to see what happens. And so, I was seeing when this, like, I can log back in again. And it's funny with the person who, like, you know, narrows down, like, what's happening in the current update. They're like, okay, so after fighting the authorities in Inazuma, Sumeru, and Fontaine, we're back to a plotline where the nation's actually helping you from the get-go. I'm like, wow, that is kind of strange that literally, like, everyone but the first 2 starter regions.
They reject a Stitch.
I guess wherever it works. Just can chill between us right now. Just give us some Elvis vibes.
Just break some stuff in here so we can just be comfy.
Yeah.
Here's a Clefairy.
Put Clefairy. We
I
can
was
put,
just put them right here.
or we can put them over here too.
Really.
Got Clefairy back there.
Or you put it over
Chill.
wherever it fits. I also have your big Slowpoke I can put back there instead. Yeah, it fits nice there.
Got Clefairy down here. You can't really see him, but he's chilling. I did raise Clefairy to Clefable in my NXG playthrough. His name was Rosado.
Nice.
Because I was playing Engage at the time. I named a lot of my characters after Engage characters because I usually name them after whatever I'm playing through.
Well, let me get like 3
So, like,
or 4 more stuff.
So like my last 2 XG playthroughs have been like Detroit Become Human names. And, you know, shameless about that. But anyway, so like, it's interesting that they're like doing that now. And the thing is that I'm like, I think the problem, the reason I have difficulties getting back into Genshin, even though I know it's probably going to get much better after I get out of the first region, is just because of the fact that I'm like, this is a game that's literally selling you on the idea of exploring its world and stuff like that. And just the problem is I've talked to people and some people are like, I'm like, okay, so the game gets better. Like, oh yeah, the game gets better after the first region. I'm like, in the story? And they're like, I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign. I'm a person that definitely very much... I remember one of my friends who may or may not be watching at this point, I don't know if she's logged on yet or not, but she teased me about the fact that, like, oh, you always play games with story. I'm like, well, I do, but also there's kind of like a bit of a but to that story. I'm okay with simple stories. I'm okay with simplistic characters. I am fine with one-note archetypes as long as they are done, like, with love.
Cozying up our space,
You got a little, our pineapple Stitch?
Yeah.
Apple cake Stitch?
I'm gonna move these so they don't get broken.
It's fine. But, like, it's more like, I don't like, the thing that annoys me is when there's promise of good story. Oh, there's Mally's face. Then this promise of good story. There you go. But then you don't go through on it, which is like something I actually I want to read that actually now that we're in spooky time, because after I watched the playthrough, you know, I wish I had to play for spooky time. So we're doing a spooky game for spooky month.
Let's see if this is on eBay.
Well, is the PS2 game, I think, was of Halloween Town. It was also by Capcom and was
Well, we can emulate it because I remember you also mentioning that's really expensive to get now.
yeah. And it's essentially Halloween Town, but like Bayonetta combat style. I do have Bayonetta 1. I would love to play it at some point. I want to play the whole series at some point because after playing Astral Chain, I'm just like, man, they know how. Whatever the team is,
Astral Chains are really fun.
whatever the team is that works on that sort of combat style, it's Devil May Cry and it's Bayonetta style of combat is really good. I don't remember the name of the studio that does. I just know it's like produced by Capcom, but there's like a studio that's like known for that.
Oh, look how cozy our space looks now. I cozied it up with some squishies.
I love the sun and moon. Very nice.
So it's like mine and then like yours.
So it's like
That's nice.
Anyway, before I digress again, the whole point is I'm saying that. So I was trying to see when the maintenance time is for Genshin, so I know when I can come back in. And it says like 9 o'clock, so that makes sense. It's probably gonna be for that hour, but it should be by the time I'm done here, so I can go log in and get my daily stuff.
Big fat Kirby in the corner,
There
baby.
we go. I do love my big fat Kirby.
Get my butt out of
I
it.
paid like $60 for him because I had to import him.
You can see him just like in the corner. He's like haunting you a little bit.
I mean, to be honest, I've also spent like way more on far less awesome plushies than that. Like the one that like I have to say I do have regrets on was that we got it because it was a London thing. Was our Jellycats.
Yeah, I'll go get mine. I was hanging out with you. And then we have our really cool Pokemon fetch.
Well, yours I think is a lot cooler than the one I got.
I like my Jellycat.
Mine, I had to pay $55 for it, and it was honestly about maybe actually even smaller than this little train plushie that I got for like $10. And it's just like, it's not a bad plushie, but for considering that I've had to pay like $55, and that's not even counting shipping from, you know, Europe, which was like another $25. Like, that's kind of ridiculous for that small of a plushie. It's like, I'm used to paying $30 for the YouTube plushes because those are really well made. Hey, Malin, you should bring your Withered Bonnie in here. But, I got Malin some Withered FNAF ones. And I also got these dragons from the Vox Machina campaign. I have not seen them, but they looked cool. I got one from Hazbin Hotel that'll be coming in soon. But, like, they're really nice plushies. Like, the first one I got was AR Roxy from FNAF Ruin. And I really like that one. It was, like, very good quality, especially for, like, a $30 plushie. And they're a good size. They're, like, 9 or 10 inches tall. So, anyway, I keep getting distracted. Digressing again. point being, I need to log back into Genshin. But the interesting thing is that they're like, with their like drip marketing, as they call it. So like, you know, they show you that they're going to be like a cast of like 8 characters coming in, but they give you them very, very slowly. So they introduce the region very slowly. And the biggest issue with that is that it's like, so they haven't even released the Fire Archon lady. I was like, good, you brought Malline. I got Malline these withered like U2s.
We'll finish what you're talking about, and we'll get there in a second.
I actually was just talking about that. I was talking about plushies and how like I have my like dragon is smaller than this, and it was like $75. And I'm like,
Butt
honestly,
cam.
not a bad plushie, but not a $75 plushie. Maybe a $30 plushies. Compared to like the, you know, the U2's ones I've been getting from Malline for like just because she needs gifts. Malline needs help to like feel happy every day. So I get her stuff every once in a while just to be like, hey Malline, keep surviving.
Well, Evie, before you get started, because like while we're getting started and kind of while we're playing, I will show you. I have so many plushies I love. So why don't we get started with the game, and then while Evie kind of gets into it, I can show you some plushies. I brought a ton because it's spooky month. So I would love to, if possible, stream more during this month of more spooky games because Halloween is my favorite holiday. October is my favorite month. So I'd love to do more stuff. But I brought some fun plushies to show while Evie sets all this stuff up. So here is her. I love plushies. It's my favorite thing. So I have that and figurines. So here's Evie's Jellycat she was talking about. It's like a Lunar New Year Chinese long dragon, Asian long typically, is what they were called in Dragonology.
So, first thing we're going to briefly say about this game. So, funny thing about this, when I first played this, I initially played with Minnie because I wanted to play as a girl, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Is her style harder?
No, I couldn't stand her gameplay because Mickey's, you do cool like parkour moves. You're trying to rescue Minnie. Minnie's, everything she does is because she tripped or screamed or was being a helpless damsel. And I'm just like, how is when you're supposed to be the action hero in this game is so like the way that how does she not save? So the reason Mickey doesn't save Minnie when the whole thing happens. He, like, tries to, but nothing happens. How does Minnie not save Mickey? She trips on her shoes.
I gotta be so real.
Putting
these plushies here makes me 1000% more want to be in this space.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Now I'm like, let's stream every day. I love this area.
But anyway, so, like, the reason that, like, and then, like, so when, like, you'll see when Mickey takes down the first, like, minor boss, like, he does this cool, like, parkour thing. What is her thing? She's running for her life and just happens to run with enough force to run up the wall.
My Discord
doesn't even realize that
does
not even realize that she beats the thing. So I'm like, I would play with the female, but the fact that hers is literally all about, like, essentially crying and screaming and stuff like that and everything I hate in a female protagonist, we're gonna play with Mickey.
Yeah, my Discord has not been loading.
I have the same issue lately with my texts where I'm like...
Well, I thought maybe, like, at work I know the Discord's blocked on work, and then at our kids' house, the kids we need after school, I couldn't get it to load, so I was like, maybe they have it blocked, but that's unlikely on a home Wi-Fi. But then, even now I'm having a hard time getting it load, so maybe my Discord just needs updates.
I would love to know... I need to look up, like, the history about why this game exists. Because it's such a weird game.
Well, this is fun. Back when they used to make, like, spin-offs.
Well, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Weird, you know?
But I don't mean that in a bad way, but now everything has to be based off something. But this was just like, no, we had the Disney...
Look, it's a little... I don't know, he's a weird guy.
He's a little alien.
This game used to freak us out as kids. It's
just an alien.
Stress-inducing.
Alien spaceship in a Mickey and Minnie game.
This reminds me of the Jimmy Neutron game.
I actually did consider bringing that one.
This also reminds me a bit of that. I think it might be in Spyro, mayhaps. There's like, I don't know. It's not that game.
I was looking through all our GameCube games, and I did look, and I considered getting Jimmy and the Twonkies, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and get one we haven't beaten yet. Because we have beaten that
where there's like cows?
That is, yeah, the cow UFO mega game is in Spyro.
I thought it was in Spyro.
That one also traumatizes.
That game was
the things that I mean, GameCube games were like the era of DS games where there was so much innovation.
Yeah, like some of them are good, and some of them are just hard and weird. And actually,
like
a lot
so
of them
much
are
innovation
by, like,
at
big
the time.
Companies like Disney.
And
or
honestly, they
something.
just don't do that now because everyone wants to play it safe.
Well, I think it's also I don't know if it's
Go
more
back to doing
expensive
things
to
like
make
this,
games.
because Capcom's also the one who makes like
Capcom developed a Disney game.
well, and they do like Monster Hunter and Ace Attorney.
Yeah, so in like Street Fighter most
Exactly.
notably. He's doing shrooms.
He is
Mickey,
doing.
no. It's kind of like Sonic, or back where they were able to use the characters as characters and not as mascots. Does that make sense?
Sorry, I was immediately looking at
The big old mushroom.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's got one eye. Ooh, I don't know. Watching this game makes me uncomfortable. I think it's just that innate fear from being a kid. Minnie, freaking get off, loser. Wub, 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 wub. LOL. He did the Pikmin thing and he pulled up his legs. Mickey.
Also, like when they do this in reverse, it's way more lame because like, why does Mickey just jump off? He clearly can do this. And
I
Minnie's
love that
just
she's doing this.
yeah. This makes more sense for Minnie. That's why it doesn't make sense when they switch the roles.
The babies.
Also, all these guys that are just traveling in this be like, wait, what the heck, bro? I thought we were going somewhere else.
Yeah, I like that she's just smacking him. That's awesome. Girl, you better do that. Girl, doof, 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 beats him up. A crystal star. That looks like it'd be the most delicious cookie. Could you imagine? It looks like those zebra cakes. You know what's interesting? When people don't like
I got you on
zebra
Crystal
cakes,
Stars. I did not
makes
get
me
you on
sick.
zebra cakes on that one.
It looks like no, but if you made that into a cookie, it would be like a zebra cake, where it would be really like the filling would
Do
be
a trick
so
at the
good.
star at the back of the room. All right.
It sounds like it'd be so yummy. I would eat that as a pastry so hard, dude.
Just go near and then press B.
Like a stealth game when you're like, I would say no older than 10 at the most.
Oh, I did not know how close I was to it.
I think you touched it and died.
No, but it's like I couldn't tell how far away I was from
Yeah,
it.
there's no like button.
There's no depth. Well, there's no depth section.
I was gonna say,
Could
just-
you tell I was next to it?
Yeah, the older games get just innately the harder games get for
See, I thought I
modern
thought I
gamers.
had more room to get to it than this.
Yeah, because your shadow's big enough. Press A to do a trick on the drum.
Do I have to hit A again? Okay.
Lulu's got a freaking death. She said, "Death to all rats."
That's because this one has the little death thing on it, so it is an instant kill if you touch it.
Rat poison. Can you jump on some of them?
Yes, the ones that have the feet prints on their head.
Runs instantly.
I actually did
dies.
turn on the controls so that you have to press down the button to run.
That's good. What did you have to do before? Look at his little butt move. I'm looking at the way his butt wiggles when he unlocks. Honestly, I look like that when I wear high-waisted shorts. I look
But does
like Mickey Mouse.
does this thing not creep you out?
Yeah, I don't know. Something about him, like, hey, this guy kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. This game really stressed me out as a kid. Let me read what we have. You guys are. Oh, you were typing stuff. I was like, what?
I was trying to decide what kind of game we were gonna play.
Spooky related. Outlast dog. I can never do that. Pumpkin Jack. That sounds fun.
I had to it's a platformer.
That's the platformers. Rip.
Yeah, I was telling
FNAF
Madeline
would be
earlier.
hilarious, but not if she's LOL. I would love to do FNAF during this year.
That's not what I hit.
I was like, definitely not for this stream, but maybe for another one. Would be fun to do Stitch.
Oh, Spider-Man 626, that game? The one on PlayStation? See how cool that is, that Mickey does that? You know how the scene goes when Minnie does it? She literally just runs up to the top of the wall because she's running, and then just happens to be up there long enough that the thing explodes, and then she just falls down and doesn't even realize that she defeated
awesome.
something.
It's just up there big enough that it explodes. That's really funny.
Yeah, she just literally runs up a wall, and the thing crashes, she doesn't even notice because she's busy like running and screaming.
Yeah, once we get into more regular levels, I wanna talk about my plushies, but I'm letting you kind of get through this tutorial phase.
Yeah, this is the easy part, honestly.
Does not look like that would taste so good.
It looks like a glass star.
Ooh, it looks like it would be so yummy, dude. I don't know, just the shade of blue it is. I'm like, I want to eat that.
It just looks like crystal to me.
It would look like it would be a bead, and if you put it, it would just taste so good, dude. I want to eat that star so bad. I don't know, it's the way that it's just 3D-y. Here I am. The guy comes and he beats you up. That's a thick door. Remember Toontown?
Yes. Actually, Toontown
that door
still...
just reminded me of
Toontown, in its official capacity, does not exist anymore, but it has a lot of, like, fan-run servers. I actually was... I did...
You told me about they have, like, a Toontown where you, like, actually fight with
Yeah, they
guns?
have one that's an entirely, like, faithful recreation of the game, if you're down for that.
Gasp!
So these ones, like, if they're sleeping, you can jump on them.
bonk
Like,
them?
that one over there, I could jump on it, and it would... or that one over in the corner,
Yeah.
I could jump on it, and it would be defeated.
If they see you, what do they do? Oh, because it doesn't have the little eyeball thing. It's got a little X on its eyeball.
Yeah, so you can defeat those
I don't know
ones
why.
by
It
just
doesn't
them
seem to me
sleeping.
like an eyeball. It's like a little nose. He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. They're like,
They kiss.
Joe, is that you?
They're so cute.
We're gonna defeat them all.
Oh, rip. Anyways, how do you have a quarter of a star?
Because I picked up 2 little star pieces.
Oh, we have to build the star?
And it woke up. Of course it did. You slept for like 2 seconds.
Does it alert people if it, they kissed? Look at that heart box. I would eat that. That doesn't look so good.
If I want to get it, these guys will stay asleep for
That's
like more
really
than 2
yummy.
seconds.
Anyways, plushie time before I get too comfy. And so, as Evie was talking about before, while she's gaming, now it's time for me. Me time. So here's Evie's. I showed this before. Evie's jelly cap. Pew pew. How much was this?
$55 without shipping.
55 big ones. Yeah, these are kind of expensive, but this is the one we saw in London.
It's a nice plushie. I just like. I was expecting it to be bigger.
So here it is.
Because look at Maline's.
show mine in a
Maline's
so here's
is
yours.
for reference. Maline's is $65, so only $10 more.
Yeah. It's like a nice fur. There's not like noticeable seams on it. It is a nicely made plushie, I will say. I would agree though, it's only got beads in Plushie Review Gaming. Who's that? I'm now a Plushie Review channel. It's got like the weighted beads like in just the lower half of the jaw, which is
I also was kind of
but
expecting it to be
personally,
fluffier.
I would like beads across all the low points. It's got some right in the butt and right in the jaw. I'd really love some just all across this, like any sort like low point in it.
There you go.
Versus there's Evie's, and then for reference, here's mine. It's free. Our screen is free. You can't see because I'm wearing black, but here it is. It's called the Onyx Dragon. So mine is like a kind of a satiny fur feeling. This way. Try not to hold it too much in front of Evie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Color thing. But it's got like a satiny fur, then the wings are a shiny material. And it's got, this one has a whole, like, the stomach. You can hear it.
Yeah.
The whole stomach is
First
weighted.
area in Muller Grinding Resources.
And then it's got a butt. Got a nice little tail. So just, size comparison. I'm holding it from, head to tail. Mine's just significantly bigger. And also, I just feel like having the beads, for me personally, I think putting the beads in a bigger part of the body just makes it feel a little bit nicer.
I want the one with the heart box to come over here. I just have to wait for the one with the heart box to come over here and like sleep.
I kind of goes.
Well, that one's asleep. I need. I love how they're like
bonking to each other.
Joe,
It's
is that
so
you?
funny. I like how dumb they are. Excuse me.
Well, those ones are literally blind, so.
Yeah, it's so me. So that's the difference. But either way, I would say, they're very nice plushies. I would, if you were like are really into them, I recommend getting like Evie, just get like one. Get your favorite. Because we saw them, the reason we got them is because we were in London, so these were like our London souvenirs. Because there's not a ton of things I want to bring back from London outside of like, I liked a lot of tea set. Oh, I didn't feel, this one also has beans in the feet. All the feet have beans in them. There's a lot of like teacups and stuff, But unfortunately, just the way that the school year is going, we have not had enough time to like sit down and do our tea times, which I loved our tea times. We did in the summer. We have like the full, not a full tea service, that's a lot, but you'd have like.
I also
some
they give you literally no
sandwiches.
explanations on how to play this game.
I said,
They're just like, I hope you can figure this
Well,
out.
that's what I said. Old games are a little bit crazy, especially when you were kids and you're
Well,
just
to
like,
be
just
to be
learning how to
fair, they
read.
also came with like 60-page manuals.
Yeah,
so.
the only thing is you're just learning how to read.
I do miss gaming manuals, honestly. I'd rather have that than long tutorial levels.
I so agree. I hate long.
I would
tutorials.
love to be like, okay, I read about this, so I understand it.
Pokemon, I believe Rangers, Guardian. What's it? Before Guardian Signs.
Shadows of
Lamia.
Lamia.
That one, I believe I see our thing keeps freezing. Sorry about that. Oh well, don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, I don't.
So-
well, I don't know if anyone's watching right now because we haven't got any comments.
No, I think a couple of this mom and dad probably. If you're watching, comment, and if you're not watching, watch, punk. Yeah, just go ahead and type it in your telephono, or if you want to type it in on
Telephono.
Disco, whatever's good. I just see it here. What was I talking about? What was I talking about?
I don't know. Tea time.
I love tea time. I miss doing that. We had it like 2 o'clock, but as of right now, just tea time. The way our jobs are landing, because we're all working like 3+ jobs just at this time of the year.
Will says I love you.
I love you, Willow. Hearts. This is a heart for you, girl. Boom! Double hearts.
I like
Heart
want to get
explosion.
that one that has the heart on the back, but it falls asleep and then immediately wakes
Yeah.
up.
I'm mostly saying at my mom because she said she would watch, but she always watches on the TV. I'm like, hey, Mom, why don't you log into your computer so you can blah, 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 and give us some comments. But she never
You know that
does.
she's like literally downstairs. That Dad will probably come up here and now be like,
They watch
stop,
it.
like-
Yes, like, they watch it, and then they'll tell us afterwards their comments, and we're like, "Why don't you?" They'll be like, "Well, I thought when you did this."
except for,
and we're like, "Why?"
except for
wouldn't you
the
tell us
one
at the
time we were playing Detroit Human and Dad had to know how we knew it, and he came up
And
the
he
stairs
came
to ask
up
us.
mid cutscene. What's gonna happen next? Hey, that's a great comment. This is literally me with my class. That's a great comment. That's not a great.
Well, I just thought it was
You know,
funny that
this
he's
is
like,
not-
"How did you
it's
know
not a
that?"
question
I'm like,
or comment.
we've been paying attention to the dialogue."
Yeah, literally.
It was
So
just,
you just-
I'm glad he was so engaged that he came up the stairs to ask us in person.
And to be fair, Detroit's a great game.
It is a
so
great
I
game. I definitely would love to play that yearly if I could.
So here's the reference. We are watching. Let's go! We got a comment from Dad. We are watching. That's what we said. We just want to. We were talking about how you came upstairs because you weren't commenting on our thing, but you came up IRL and told us in real time, in real life, your comments. I think it's really funny when people do that. Like, I think it's funny when my boss will email me like a Pinterest link. And instead of sending me the link, she'll like take a screenshot of the Pinterest thing and send me the link of the screenshot.
Really?
That's really funny to me personally. And we are going to have tea time without
That
you.
totally
Well,
def-
you don't like tea time because you're
That totally
stupid, so.
defeated that purpose of that. So I got the heart
Just like,
container,
My dad was a really good
and
sport
then
when we were in...
and then it hit me. The other one hit me.
Oh,
So
that's actually really funny.
that's
My dad's a good sport in regards to he did.
he
tea
says
time
we're
with
gonna
us.
have tea time
Yeah.
without you.
So he was a good sport when we were in London. So for reference, this was what 50.
55.
55. Dang, and mine was that. And then, so for reference, I'll give you a different one I got a long time ago. This one is Giratina. So you've got body, appendages, faceplate. It's hard to see from back here. It's got embroidered eyes. Boom! I'll do this for us. Embroidered eyes. Got a
I
faceplate.
suspected from the picture. I thought that it's very soft. I'm not saying it's a badly made plushie. I just suspected it to be fuzzier
So
and
then-
bigger.
Yeah, it's like, here's the size comparison. Guess how much this Giratina was. I mean, it's got beans in the butt.
Wasn't it
You
like
tea time?
45?
That's why I said you like tea time. I believe this one
I thought that
was
was- I thought it was-
$5 more. I believe this was 60, mayhaps.
All right, I wasn't
It's
sure.
got beans in the stomach so it can sit. This is the full size Giratina. So the sitting cuties, and I like spending time with my family. That's what I say. You are a good sport for tea time. Because I know sometimes sitting and talking and chatting and hanging out with the girls is not your speed because you got to go 100 miles all the time. So I appreciated you slowing down and hanging out with us. That was very nice. I like to meander, you know.
Yes.
So then
I
here's
don't
just-
know if you always like the meander though. You sometimes do have the
Sometimes.
dad power walk.
I like to meander sometimes. I need to be in a meandering mood. But this is like you do your figuring reviews. This is my stuffed animal reviews. So then this one I liked a lot because Giratina is one of my favorite Pokemon. However,
Okay,
it's
so it fell
difficult
asleep,
to
but
put
it's over
into
there.
merch
That's just
because it's they typically have the ultimate form because it has legs. Origin form
which is my favorite form, doesn't have any legs. So you come to the issue of like trying to get it to sit without doing this number where it just falls and dies. So it's got some beans here. It doesn't really sit up, and that's okay. Because it's kind of worm-like. It's very, I will say, it's very like, Buddy he's tough. He's thick. But I love that it's got all the different, like it's got all the different wings. So it does have its 6 wings. It's got the embroidery on the back with the connection triangles, which I think is a really nice touch. And it does have like the faceplate embroidered on, which I think is nice. I appreciate how they made, because this is all like metal in the game, so I appreciate how they made it translate well to plushies. Because we have a lot of the Sitting Cuties brand, which is like the smaller version. Like this is the full size one. The Sitting Cutie is like this big. And those I understand, sometimes it's hard to adapt details because they're so small. So I like this one.
Okay, will you please just fall asleep?
This is one of the few ones I got from, I did not get this in Japan. I just got this from the Pokemon Center online. But it's like, I like this one a lot. But just for reference, like, you're looking at, both of them come from pretty expensive places. This is Jellycat, so this is the Pokemon Center. So they're both coming from pretty expensive places. But you just see, like, you know, pretty good craftsmanship in plushies. Again, same thing here. This is a very stuffed, very full plushie. It's got a lot of good seams on it. Like, there's not any, like, really bad popping seams.
Of course you fall asleep all the way over there.
face might have a little bit, but... So there's Giratina. Big fan. Okay, I'm just excited for October because ghost types are my favorite ghosts. My favorite ghosts?
Your favorite ghost.
My favorite ghosts.
They're also your favorite ghosts.
So then here's the next round of one. This is not... I have a couple in my room, but they're kind of hard to get to. So this is one of the FNAF plushies. I believe this is Funko brand. So this is the Funko with FNAF, like, collab, I guess, where most of the FNAF plushies are made by Funko, because I think that's, like, their main collaborator. So this is Pirate Foxy. You can see size-wise, boom, boom, boom. These, depending on how new they are and how popular they are, can go anywhere from 15 to, I feel like, 30 mayhaps. But this is like a Pirate Foxy. He's not super. I think we got this one at Walmart. They're not like super popular. But that's size comparison. And then this one is from the Security Breach Special Edition.
Yes.
So this came with a special edition. The box.
So honestly, you got for a steal.
So I think this one is not made by Funko. Interestingly enough, in the official FNAF, I think this is a YouTube's one. Surprisingly enough. And this comes with a special
clearly
edition.
U2's did it in partnership with them because the Vanny's figure in there is also U2's.
Yeah. So it's got like...
Which they actually make some really good FNAF
Their signature
merch.
thing is the eyes. So these have just like the normal... It's so hard to see because they're so small.
I do like it though. It makes them really cute.
Eyes. So it's like this is this. And then like you can see just the high quality of this where it's got bells. It's got actual like loose ribbons to it. It's got bells on the feet and the wrists. It's the reversible sun and moon. He's got the frills. Got the embroidery on the face. Got, you know, the cheeks are added on. They're 3D. It's hard to see from this angle. But it's very, like, very good quality plush. Should put that up there with the vanity. So it's like, here's these. These are also made by Funko. So these I know were, I think, $35. I got them at GameStop. I don't know if that's their full price or not. These are either 30 or 35 because I got them on sale, like, because I got them both at the same time, so I got a deal by getting them both. So I got them on sale. So I don't know what they run for normally. But here's this where it's like, you can just tell, like, the quality isn't quite as high. Like, the cheeks are embroidered on versus the U2's ones. They're like 3D. They're sewn on extra stuffed pieces versus these are just embroidered. Like, the face is flat itself. And these are just little foam pieces versus on the U2's ones, it's like a sewn in. Like, this is 3D versus this is just kind of a felt piece. Then you see just the difference in embroidery. And, like, there's no bells on this. He doesn't have any bells. He doesn't actually have, like, a pom-pom. It's just, like, a sewn ball. And the pants are kind of made out of the, it feels like cheap costume material for, like, a cheap Halloween costume you get from just, like, Party City or something, or Spirit Halloween. So you can hear it's, like... Have you seen the FNAF Funko Racers at Five Below? No, I haven't. I haven't been to Five Below, because it's kind of on the other part of Cary. I should go there. I want to go to maybe Hobby Lobby tomorrow to try and get some candy corn
Like, use it's on the
charms.
one with footprints, but I don't have it, and so they're like, oh, and there's no way to get past this otherwise. I'm like, well, isn't that nice?
You're cooked.
No, it's just like I went through all the effort to get over here, and now they're like, you know,
Well, now.
the camera on this is not great.
No. I want to go. I definitely
You-
see. I love FNAF stuff because they came out with like the FNAF. I think they're. I'll text you some pictures. They're really cute. Yay! I think they're fun. And you know what's so funny?
This is the worst place to jump out of because I can't see anything.
I believe it. So I have one of these. So these are actually from Olivia's room. She didn't want these anymore. And then I have the Roxy one, and I put it in the car to take to Jameson or like not Jameson, our little kid's house, and
Our
They-
youth's house.
yeah. And then it's funny. The baby loves to carry around the Roxy, and she will not pick up a different toy. She'll only carry the Roxy around, and she'll sit in her crib and she'll go, "Ixy, ixy, ixy," 'cause she wants the Roxy. And I was like, and for reference, like their house is very like neutral tones. It's very like wood grain and like forest. Like it's very like aesthetic and very like natural and very it's like it's minimalist. It's very it's like calming. It's very beautiful to be in. So the Roxy very much stands out because it's purple, and the kids really love that Roxy plushie, and it makes me laugh because it's so off-brand for that house. It makes me giggle. So then another. So these were like 30. Here's this. That one was free. And then the ones Evie just got me are these bad boys. Let's freaking go. These are by, I'll tell you, these are also by U2s. They've got a little taggy here at the bottom. I also think the tag is nice because it comes on like the little chain. And here, E's got like a little bit. Well, she's got a little bit because she's a girl. So she's got me 2. Let me check. I just heard my phone go off.
Yeah, actually, I've gotten you, I think,
I have
couple
the,
at this point.
I have the Eclipse in my room.
That was the
too.
first one I bought because I was
I
like,
love
Madeline
it.
loves Eclipse a lot.
That's my favorite one.
Eclipse is really cool. But so I got her that, and I'm
Those
like,
are
you know
so
what? As long as I'm getting
cute.
as long as I'm getting Eclipse, I got myself one. So I got the like
Look at
ruined.
Chica.
That is adorable.
Well, I have to go. Those are so cute.
I got a ruined Roxy as well.
Freddy's got a little. That's so cute. Freddy's got a little microphone. Those are so cute.
So I got like the ruined Roxy for myself because I'm like,
I didn't even
okay.
want those. Those
And
are
I
so
also
cute.
I also expected them to be like, man, I can hold up the Funko Pop one for a moment. When I purchased these, I thought it was gonna be this big.
So for reference,
When I originally like bought them because they are $30, but like these ones sometimes can be 20, and they're so
like,
much smaller,
those-
and they're
these
not nearly as the same quality.
or if you have nothing else. So the original reason we first got these is first of all because I love FNAF, but second of all because we're like, well, if this is the only option you're gonna get, getting merch no matter how bad is better than having no merch sometimes. But then look just how nice this Withered Bonnie is. It's got like a 3D. That's my biggest complaint when people do Withered Bonnie stuff is they flatten the face. The face, you have to pretend there's a whole head here, and the front of the head's gone. Not just adding, like, because the Funko one, I don't have it because I think it's ugly, but what they do is they put the regular face on and they just print it black. So it's just a full black head that's just printed. Versus this one, I like that it's actual. There's a difference. Like there's a good piece of cardboard in here, so there's a good difference in where the head is, where it starts and when it finishes. And it's got some like almost like shoestring fabric for the wires coming off the face. And then it's got the embroidered eyes.
It's actually what I based my Withered
Little
Bonnies off of
bows.
was this because I
Yeah.
actually ordered this for her months ago, but
so
it just came out like earlier this week.
yeah.
So, but in the meantime, I
think
made
last
Madeline
week,
one,
maybe?
and so she has a little tiny one I made her.
Yeah, and then it's got like all these. It's got a bunch of different. It's hard to see because I'm wearing black today, sorry, but it's got like a bunch of different wires here, and a bunch of different wires on its legs, and wires on the back, and it's got all the different withering, and it's really, really stuffed. Like it's nice. You can tell it's nice when it's really full like that. Versus this one's like you can squeeze it very easily. It's not super. It's not heavily stuffed. Versus this one is like you definitely need like
He's a chunky
2
boy.
hands to get in there, and it's got some nice cardboard backing for the head. I really appreciate some good cardboard in there because then it helps them like sit up nicely.
But he's still really cute.
Yeah, I was like, well, it just makes them sit so nice. Put a little Withered Bonnie here, and then Withered Chica is the same of like the fabric's really nice, and then it's got the printing.
Also, I like how the reason I
And
kind of
one
like
that
was
they, like-
basing my like designs off of these ones is because this is a good way of like interpreting like the really like destroyed withered, but like in a cutesy form.
Yeah, so it's hard to see, but she has got, it's almost like, you know, scarecrow stitching. She's got, because the Withered Chica in the game, her
As a
jaw is
split jaw.
detached, and then it's got the wires are attaching it. And the withers are my favorite designs. So I love that she's got like the stitching on the face, and then the wires, because in the game she also has lost her hands and she T-poses to assert dominance. So I love.
I should make
the
a.
wither
I
ones.
should try and make a withered Chica one.
I think they would love it. So it's just the difference between the Funko one and the U2's one, and I think the price difference is really not negligible. It's like within. I like your Crochet Bonnie better. FNAF should hit you up. That's what I'm saying, dog. Like hers are really cool. I didn't grab that one because
The funny thing is, I'm just using a pattern, but apparently, just some people have more struggles with the crocheting aspect of it. So I don't know.
I love your crochet, all of your FNAF ones. We just shipped the last Withered Bonnie.
Someone did
so
order
Evie
it.
did have a Withered Bonnie, and then
which I knew that one was going to sell.
Yesterday.
Someone actually asked me on the Instagram and be like, "Are you going to sell this?" I'm like, "Yes, it'll be up in our shop."
Yeah, so I put one up that you like to make one. That's my only concern coming up with.
My problem is I keep making gifts for friends, so I'm like, I'm not making stuff that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. If
I keep making stuff for. I'm like, I keep making stuff for other people instead of making stuff I can sell because I'm too large-hearted.
So true, dog. That's why I was trying to work on some paintings today. I really don't have I want to make some.
I just want to give people stuff instead of actually
I know that's the hardest thing, and people are always like, "How much do I have to pay you? $0. It's free. It's free." Like, I love giving away my... my boss was like, here, how much do I pay you for these earrings? I was like, $1 per earring.
I was like, well, the difference between me and Mallory is that, I will go and, be like that with my stuff. I'll be like, I made this for a gift. But I'm like, if someone's like, how much do I charge you? I'll do it. And when Mallory's like, $1. No, she meant 10 because it cost 8 in order to get the charms.
I know, but I always feel bad charging. Well, the thing
but
is,
would you feel bad about buying from someone when you bad them
I
charging
feel like
you?
I'd want to do it the way people do it. Like, I would want someone to do that for me.
I know, but the truth is that what is sustainable? They will feel guilty if you're giving them.
Here's my new grand master plan. Next year, I quit all my jobs. I file for unemployment. I live off unemployment, and then I run my shop. Full time.
I honestly just feel bad that I was unemployed for legitimately 2 years and I didn't ever file for unemployment.
And how much money do you have to make to file for unemployment? Because theoretically, I probably could make that right now. Last year, I made a good amount because I was working full time. I was doing a whole 9 to 5 kind of number, except it was 8:30 to 5:30 kind of number. So I was rocking, some good hours there. But now I only rock part-time hours, and 2 of the jobs at this current moment in time I'm actually spending money to work at.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I could apply now. Only because multiple people have been doing things. They're like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and this and this and this. And I'm like, man, I should do that. Why work harder when I could do nothing? Thoughts?
I mean, a lot of people live their lives that way.
Only because I've spent so many. This is my 4th year working the job I'm currently in, and I'm like, what if I don't make a ton? Theoretically, I could work at the preschool again, but just also be unemployed at the same time. Thoughts?
I don't even know how it works, honestly. I'm sure there's some sort of conditions to it.
You already make less than $100 a month. I'm like, dang it.
That's
just
what I'm saying.
Bar.
That's what I'm saying. I literally, for after I lost my 4-H job, I could have, during COVID and stuff like that, I should have definitely filed for unemployment. I did get the stimulus check that Donald Trump gave out because I didn't make any money during that time. So I got a letter from him and $1,200.
That's crazy. I don't know if you qualify now because do you heal when you go in this too? You just save.
No, safe.
RIP. I don't think you qualify now because you're a student. I think when you're a student, you can't apply for unemployment.
I'm not a full-time student. I don't think I even count as a student because I'm taking a singular class.
Yeah, I was like, I've never even considered doing it before just because I was like, well, I've never considered I was like, well, I always have job opportunities. It's just I'm so lazy. I never think about it. I never think about these things. And now, please enjoy the ASMR of me crinkling this bag so I can eat this cookie. And then we're going to settle down, and I'm going to do my freaking dailies, dude. It's time for me to settle in.
And then we're going to speak to each other probably for the only time we're going to have all week.
Realistically. Because it was funny because we were like, let's cancel D&D. And they're like, yay, we'll have an... Eric was like, and now I'll have a free day. And we were like, our day isn't free, but now...
We're glad you guys are enjoying it.
more time in between the things. What? because
Glad you guys are happy.
it's like yeah, we've got.
We are not
Nothing-
any
I mean,
less busy,
today we're
but
pretty free because we just worked. And
I
tomorrow,
like that we're like we just worked. It's pretty free.
So what's happening too is my co-teacher, because homie's going through it. She's caught the big D, and by that I don't mean D's nuts, unfortunately.
So
That
the
would
D
be
that you normally have.
awesome and funny. I personally have the massive D, critical D,
D's nuts.
D's nuts. Absolutely large, chronic, long-term, clinical D's nuts. However, she's just caught the big sad, if you will, because she.
So
had
you know
that
the you
traumatic loss, and then
mean, so you mean grief?
yeah. So now she's in the beginning stages of grief. So well, not in the beginning. She's like
Yep, depression is literally one
the
of the stages
starting.
of grief.
Yeah, she's in like the starting stages of grief,
So she's out of denial. Then.
where she's I don't think she's there. She's just
She's-
she's
On the border.
yes, like she's done some anger, and I think she's still very much in. She's cresting a little bit out of the anger phase by now, I think, and I think she's getting in very much into the depression phase.
Yeah.
Because it's been probably about 3 or 4 weeks since the event. It's been almost a month since the event that happened, because she was out of school for about 2 weeks afterwards, and then she's been back for about 2 weeks. So yeah, so she's probably on the tail end of anger and really getting, and she's, it's so interesting. I was talking to Evie, it's so interesting to see depression from the outside. Because when you see
yeah,
it from
it
the
is.
inside every single day, you just assume everybody has to live with what you live with. And then when you see it from the outside,
That's
you're
the way
like,
I've always been.
you're like, is this what I look like to other people? Is this like, because I always, when I look
Be
at that,
fair-
I'm like, do I?
Your version of depression, though, is a lot of anger. To be fair.
It
So
is,
it is different than some people who are just like maybe more sadness all the time.
It is interesting because the anger actually, when I talk to people, anger is actually a symptom.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that
I
interesting?
just said 5 stages of grief. There's a reason anger and depression are in the
Yeah.
same thing.
Isn't that crazy? It's like, it's because your body doesn't want to process the sad, which is much harder. It goes to anger because that's much easier. I was like, that's so interesting.
Like
that
I don't
your-
want complex carbs. Give
Yeah.
me sugar.
Yeah, so it's interesting that your brain like makes.
Okay, I need
also,
both of you
brains
to
are
look in
weird.
different directions.
It's so interesting that your brain like makes. Like, or like when people have
It's
like
also why we
DID
didn't
and
beat
stuff,
this game as a
it's-
kids, but we were
you
impatient.
sit and you're like, what the heck's going on? That your brain can like do that, you know? Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So she's been fighting the good fight. I don't remember why I started this sentence. I saw a thing earlier that people were like, there's a different stages of dissociation, and one of them is forgetting your sentence. I'm like, no, I think I'm just dumb, dude. I think I'm just doofy. Oh, we were talking about work tomorrow. So my co-teacher is cutting a day out of the week because she's like, she needs just to be home. She has she's got one kid and he just started high school, so she's kind of like a first-time high school mom. And I feel like first time doing any big major school change is already a lot.
Although
to
high
deal
school
with.
is definitely not as bad as middle school, because middle school, for some reason, they're all evil.
It's awful. But yeah, it's the first. Well, they moved back, and I think he was already in middle school. They moved back here 3 years ago. So I worked at the preschool 1 year, and then she moved back the second year, and we worked together. So this is, changing a school is always going to be a hard change, and on top of that, to get this stuff just compounded on there.
It's like the fact that you're
super
kind of like
sucks.
very blindly moving in this game when you're like,
Yeah, the camera angles are awful. You really need to zoom out some, dude. I don't know why they're so zoomed in on your face. It's crazy. Like, you cannot see. Don't you dare sigh at me like that, Mickey. Dog, we're freaking fighting the good fight, my mans. Are those, like, the guys who rush you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
these
what
guys will charge me if I.
Hey, you rushed him or something? Oh, what's that guy?
I don't know.
The green one?
He got like a little like.
I'm trying to see what's on his head.
He's got like a little like
he's
this, so maybe
super
he goes like
he likes
that.
Maybe this guy can only chase you straight forward, and that guy can chase you around corners.
Maybe.
Yeah, so either way, my teaching partner is, she's gonna start taking, like, 1 day a week off, which means Evie, and we normally have somebody in the office who works that, but she's sick right now, so Evie, until, that lady recovers, Evie's been my sub once a week, so then tomorrow we work together. Ooh, a spinning guy. Does
Which
that guy make you
ironically,
dizzy?
I just need the key.
What does that guy do?
Yeah, nothing. He can't see me, so I just need
Oh.
to get the key next to him.
Word. Maybe he just, like, goes in a circle.
Maybe he's just confused all
I
the
don't know if
time.
you can, like, bonk on him or something. That'd be nice. Yoink. The very dramatic cutscene.
See, right
That's
now we've actually
so-
already gone farther than we did ever, because we've tried to play this game at least 4 times. We're already way farther than we got.
Hey, let's go, gamers.
We did get to the first boss of this game. I do remember that much, but I
So
don't think we've ever gone anything further than that.
That's fair. Evie and I don't really talk during the school day because I kind of have like raw dog the classroom, and then Evie will like help with typically just crowd
I'm kind of
control.
like Madeline's emotional support
Maybe
animal.
there's, like U-turns. So we don't really get to talk too much.
I just
because
kind
a
of
lot
sit
of
there
it-
and be.
I have to turn my brain into school mode, and it's honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's really.
It's kind of
I'm
like that, like, you
most
know, like
people who deal
Purito
with
and like
young children
Puss in
know
Boots.
what it is when you deal with young children. You're like, it's not. I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's definitely takes a lot of focus and dedicated energy. Especially, you know,
So
it's
why we
just-
should be paying teachers so much more?
it amplifies per child, obviously. So when you have 3 children, it's different, and it's a different workload than when you have 10 children. And then it also is harder when you've got age gaps. So when you have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, it's gonna be a different task than when you have 2 5-year-olds. Uh-oh. Look at his little boing.
Then he runs into stuff, and then he
dude.
immediately explodes.
So that's been.
But they also then reform like instantly, so you really can't do a whole lot.
And
with
I've
that.
decided I have now abandoned my curriculum, and I'm just gonna do for October. I'm gonna do whatever I want
It's Halloween.
because I was
Like,
like,
they're gonna
well,
care?
I should do letters. I was like, but I don't really want to do an elephant craft this week for E-week. You know what I
No,
want to do?
it's
I wanna
literally
do a Jack
how.
Skellington pumpkin. And you know what I made today? I made a pumpkin. Actually, it's an apple. We were doing apples for it's like a apple tasting week. So I made an apple with my name.
There's
in it,
so
and then
much you can do in October.
Then I made a second one that's Jack Skellington, and I have one kid in my class who loves Halloween. They love the Haunted Mansion. He loves just spooky, scary things. He wore this really cool Jack Skellington shirt today that if they have in my size, I'll wear it. It's cool. It was like a mirror reflection.
I don't know
like the
how I
words
did
were all
not touch that
reversed.
guy right there.
It was very cool. I'm a big fan of that. And they have like a like Haunted Mansion stickers on their car. It's very cool. He's got like a Zero and Jack Skellington like Nightmare Before Christmas lunchbox. Very cool vibes. So I was like, obviously, I'm gonna take advantage of this because I mean, one of the fun things about being a teacher is like personalizing, and one of the fun things about being a pre-K teacher, especially before you start getting into big check marks. So like once they get to a certain age, you gotta start worrying about benchmarks, you know, like reading, proficiency, math, and history, blah blah blah, standardized testing. While they're at this young age, I love being able to tailor the classroom to the kids. I love being like, okay, your interest, like our first year, they loved Star Wars. So many kids, like, Star Wars was their interest at the time. So I love one of the kids, it was
They
his
all fought over the
special
Star Wars.
interest
They
at
all
the
fought
time.
over the Star Wars book.
One of them, in my first class, one of the students, he was an only child, and his parents got in contact with Disney, and they actually had one of the official costume designers at Disney make him an Imperial officer outfit sized down for a 5-year-old. I was like, that's awesome. Like, they got an official costume designer at Disney to make an Imperial officer outfit because they don't sell that as a kid's costume. It's not.
We're just gonna run.
It's an officer. It's not like a stormtrooper. And it's
He
not like,
nearly killed me.
it was like a very special, like he had to have a certain badge. He wanted the one that's from the movies, but it's not made. Nobody has made a costume because it's not very popular, but it's got like that one. So I was like, that is so cool that his parents like not only reached out but successfully got in contact, got it done. I was like, that's awesome. So he'd wear that all the time. I was like, that's super cool. So I love like tailoring stuff to your kids. So that year, my first year, they had a lot of language. The kids loved doing a lot of languages, so we did a bunch of different languages and Star Wars, and they were very physical, so we did a lot of like exercise and a lot of different like exercise routines, a little bit of like rock climbing. One kid, hey, don't tell my boss, or do. She can fire me and then I'll cry. I let him climb the wall. I won't lie, I let him climb the wall of the school. Because he had a lot of behavioral challenges, so I was like, hey, if this is going to keep you safe and this is you're good all day, I let him put Elmer's glue on his hands and pick it off on the playground if he was having a good day. And
I used to do that a lot.
I let him climb the walls, and I would help him, and I would let him climb the walls of the school like a rock wall if he had a good day, because we really struggled to have good days for that guy. And at the end, it's funny because Evie knows what you guys are talking about, and it's he's not by any means a bad kid. And it's funny because I was very similar to that when I was a kid. So I was like, hey, work hard and make a lot of bad choices in your life, and maybe, just maybe, you'll end up like me someday, buddy. Follow that path. And then my second year, I'm trying to remember how we didn't tailor the classroom too. I tailored it to memes.
I mean,
I didn't really get to tailor the class a ton last year because I worked really hard last year, mostly on individual behaviors specialists. I was really working on individuals last year. I didn't really get to do, like, my first year I tried to work a lot more group oriented stuff. Last year, just the personalities we had, we had a lot of people with a lot of challenges, so they needed individual care. So we didn't tailor too much. I tailored it in the way that we did cut and glue. We didn't paint a lot because I don't want to clean paint. So we cutted, and boy did we glue. And this year we're doing kind of like a little bit of everything. So far I'm doing Halloween. It seems to be a fun. One kid's like, I love Wolfpack. Who wants to play football? I'm like, that's awesome. He's like, I went to the Wolfpack game and I saw you. And I was like, no you didn't, because I wasn't there. But you could have saw somebody else with brown hair. There's a lot of people out there with brown hair. And it's funny because this is the first class I've ever had that when I tell them my mom works there, they actually remember. Most of them don't believe it or forget. And this is the first class ever in all my years, even when I used to sub, that remembers that.
You mentioned about how like like they remembered so well that they went and called mom out for stealing your cookie.
Okay, so it's so funny. On Monday, I have this Costco cookie like these, and I brought it in to eat at lunch. And with these cookies, I like to eat the outside of the crust. I don't normally eat, like, the middle is good. I just prefer the crust, and that's how I am with normal cookies. I prefer the crust on the outside. Like, I actually like when Evie overcooks her cookies because I like them really hard and crunchy, almost like a crisp. I'm not a soft cookie kind of person. So I normally give my mom the middle because she really likes the gooey middle. That's her favorite thing, and I like the crust. So I brought it to school, and the kids, my teacher partner was filling some snack containers, and I think she needed to just go talk to our boss for a little bit. And sometimes she just needs time out of the room because, you know, going from never experiencing a mental illness in your life to having situational depression brought on by grief. Yeah, dog. Sometimes you just need to go sit in the bathroom.
We probably should see someone about our not situational depression.
I have. Oh no, it's oopsies. Oops, can't help you, sorry. That's essentially the consensus. But it's like sometimes I get it. Sometimes you just need to go to the bathroom, dude. Do a little, and then come back in. Fair enough. So, I was just trying to yap with the kiddos, and I was like, who ate the middle of my cookie? I bet it was my mom! I bet last night I fell asleep on my cookie, and I bet she ate my cookie. And it was so funny, because then they were like, oh, your mom? You mean the science teacher ate it? And then one of the kids after school, they went to like the after school exercise program, and she's doing carpal, and he said, Miss Laura, you better stop eating Miss Madeline's cookies. Those are her cookies. And she was like, well, maybe she likes to share. And he was like, no, you need to stop eating her cookies. And Mary said, your opinion on cookies is criminal. My opinion on cookies is, it's very refined. I did so many food science classes that I perfectly figured out the greatest texture for cookies. And it's rock solid. I like the corners of the brownies, dude. I like my stuff crunchy. I don't really like it. I'm just not a mushy girl. Like, Chewy Chips Ahoy's. I love that they had your back. It was so funny because then...
And also, our mom had no idea what was going on because she didn't have the context. So she's like, oh, okay.
In the day, because she took Olivia to the doctor. She wasn't
there. So she didn't even know why they were calling her out.
It was so funny because this kid, imagine Sean Connery, but he's 4. He talks kind of like with his lips all pursed, and he's got like this little comb over, and he's got kind of like a big head, and he's very short, and he's kind of like an alien looking guy.
All young kids are aliens.
Super cute. Yeah, all kids look like aliens. But you know how kids are when they're young. They've got like a really...
most
aliens.
Kids
have like really high foreheads when they're... Especially boys, they just have really high foreheads when they're young because they haven't like grown into their gourds yet. It's so cute.
Some of them don't ever grow into their gourds.
So true. And he's like, Miss Laura, stop stealing her cookies. Dog, it had me giggling. I was laughing so hard because they see her... Before they'd had science on Tuesday, now they have it on Thursday, and that's when they see my mom. So I was like, I'm wondering how many of them will remember on... I was going to say tomorrow, but tomorrow's not Thursday. How many of them will be remembering on Science Day? Because these kids are actually very observant. This is the first year we don't have any significant behavioral issues that we should probably get a diagnosis on. So it's very nice to like kind of goof and gaff and not have to worry about, okay, we goofed, but we cannot tackle our friends. Hey, oh no, we're playing rugby. You know. Oh, he's meditating? That's so funny. This is how I see myself when I have to, like, jump across a puddle.
Again, that looks so much cooler with Mickey than it does with Minnie, trust me.
She should heel stomp them.
But that's the thing, is that, like, that would make sense, when instead it's like, no, it's just her freaking out the whole time. Like, you need to get your stuff together. You're trying to save your boyfriend. You need to get it together, girl.
That's so true, girl. Anyways, these cookies are a banger.
I've gotten kind of like, I'm like Pavlov conditioned now. Whenever I'm on PSP from like nannying or practice, be like, so we getting a cookie, right?
It's so funny because I came home and I was like, man, I wish I had a cookie right now. And Evie like, I happen to have something in my backpack that starts with a C and ends with an ookie, and I was like, let's go, because I need my little sweet treat, baby.
I didn't know I would fall off that edge, to be honest.
These are very yummy. Cause the crust is like a decent crunch. I'm a big fan. So I'm not really a soft. Like some cookies, soft are good. You
Really
know?
just depends.
Like a snickerdoodle or like a sugar cookie, depending. It depends on.
I do like a
pizza.
sugar cookie to be like vaguely soft.
Yeah.
It also depends on the icing. I like also a soft icing. I don't like the hard glaze.
For me, that depends on the flavor of the glaze. It's gotta match the cookie.
But even then, I just don't. I don't like to have to crunch really hard that it hurts my teeth.
A slightly, not hard, but a slightly firm glaze, as long as the cookie is a little bit soft. But it's gotta match. But like for a chocolate chip cookie, I want that stuff hard, dude. I love a good crunchy cookie. Because if I'm gonna have it soft, I'd rather just have it as dough, you know? I'd rather have it pre-cooked. But I like it when
I don't know what those ones.
because
I bet you those ones explode.
I like the flavor of the brown, like the Maillard brown.
Either that or they're poisonous. But I'm pretty sure they would have to explode. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Made a little fart noise when he fell.
I know what that does.
Alright, Mickey. Pop off, dude. Oh, he just died.
No, he'll come back in a second.
Word? Oh, he didn't die. Okay. He made a little fart noise.
I can put it there. I don't know what does me there.
Why did it go over there?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. There's part of this puzzle that I'm just not seeing.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
A door, I would think?
Trying to figure out, there's like another lever that needs to line up those hooks so I can go across them.
What hook?
Hooks on the
Good thing
second
we
floor.
don't have a map, and also you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Did we go up that ladder?
Yeah, that's how I got it to come down.
Oh. You gotta go through that door, maybe? You're too far away. I wish I was a gourd.
Mighty Fine Gourd.
Yeah.
So we have to color pumpkins every year because our mom did one year call them that, and it was... We all laughed about it for a very long period of time.
Yeah. I want to put our Halloween decorations up. I'm trying to think of one. Because, like, tomorrow we'll teach together. And then, luckily, I don't think we have anything in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday's typically our free day.
Yeah, that's usually when I do my homework.
Thursday, luckily, we got the band director to cancel the football game. He's like, I'm not really into it. And we're like, perfect, because neither are we. And my brother wasn't here to contend it because he will fight to have it. And we were like, hey, man, cancel? And he was like, yeah, let's cancel. So luckily, we don't do that. We just have work, and then second work, and then band.
I guess it's just to help me
So
get
it's not
over
too
this
bad.
guy.
And then Friday, we've got work, and then band, and then we should be free by like 6 p.m. We'll be free to kind of work on shop-related fun things. Saturday, got a show. Boo, hiss.
I mean,
And then Sunday...
you don't have to go to it. You're allowed to just cheer that from afar.
I know. I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna come to the practice.
Most of the time,
more.
I actually
might come
want.
to the
I
practice
actually just
more.
want to perform and then be like, okay, take me home. I'm done.
Bye bye.
Well, they're
I'll
loud.
have to
They're
see how-
stressful. I think I get like a anxiety response just from like games and shows at this point.
I was gonna see how close any cool fun stores are to the high school. Cause I want to spend money recklessly. Woo woo. We're just getting to that phase of the moon, baby. Where I'm like, time
Thought we
to make
passed that
reckless
phase of the moon.
decisions.
Remember when everything was going wrong that one Monday?
Oh, can you hide in that locker?
Nope.
Then why is it there? That's dumb.
Scenery. The same reason they have 2 fire extinguishers, as if you would need
What if
to.
they have 2 fires?
Then I don't know. Have a sprinkler system.
Well, this room is too tall. The fire burned too hot before it could even reach the sprinklers.
I don't know where they're.
Oh, you have to do a runny bonk?
I already did that. I'm just looking for if there's like.
Something we missed?
Yeah.
You gotta
like-
grab the forklift? Run him over with the forklift,
No,
baby.
I can't remember the floor lift.
Mickey, shut up, dude. You've done like 3 backflips and you're tired. Get some stamina, yo.
I'm not sure what other like. There's 2 switches, and I need to get all 3 of the things lined up. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Well, there's probably a 3rd switch, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I would think. It's not that switch that's over there, and it's not one of these 2 switches either. I don't know, is this guy on the switch or something?
Dog, why would you clap to wake him up? Wake up! What are you doing?
How close do I
He's
need to get to
facing
him?
you.
Man, you were just gonna sleep hard, aren't you? Yep. I thought that one was going to blow up. Okay.
Shoo, me.
Oh, I can move those?
What the heck? Oh,
Okay, well that was... Again, what you can hide or not hide underneath would be really helpful.
figure it out, they said.
Like, I thought those were just walls. Okay, well, that's not helpful, but alright. I did not realize I could hide underneath these.
Dude, I would love to. I was thinking about looking at this because I'd love to find like a cool frame to paint out of these. 'Cause part of me feels bad for like when you're painting, you're technically like I'm tracing images, but I'm like, well, technically, isn't that what people who are doing
Well, that
manga
didn't do
panel
me any good.
repaintings do? Is that not the same? The only issue is his suit really is a nightmare to try and copy.
Nice pun.
Oh, can I do it? Technically, yes. I have a white brush. Do I want to do it? No. Pointillism. That is not for me, bro.
Oh, I have to show you something as long as we're sitting here, so you can look at it and comment as long as we're on this, like, vibe.
Pointillism?
No, something about Nightmare Before Christmas I saw on YouTube. I forgot I wanted to show you. I'm also just reading our thing now.
Good night. Oh,
You can't go to sleep when I literally say I have to show you something. I just chill, Mickey.
Where's Minnie? Bro, you're so dumb. Also, I don't know why, but the way I looked at him and I'm like, where's his ears? As if they're not on the top of his big dumb head. I like when he puts his little ears down, like the dog, and when he's sad, he like makes his
Like
ears
they
look
remind you
like-
that this is actually an animal.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out. Also, it's weird that he only has
So this
4
came on my thing.
fingers.
Just watch this. It's like 30 seconds. It's an ad for if anyone's ever heard the game Twisted Wonderland for it's a Disney game that's essentially like the hot anime versions of
Lamau!
villains.
Oh,
No, it's the one at the end that I want
that
you to
guy. I
see.
like the second guy.
Those are all
Eye patch.
those are all the Halloween costumes for the main characters. But it's the one at the end that's the new character that I thought his outfit's pretty cool.
He looks like Gojo from
Who's that?
Jujutsu Kaisen. Girl, you don't know Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen?
No, why would I know
He's
something
got-
I never watched?
He's got white. You've probably seen him around. He's got white hair, the blue eyes, the glasses.
I just
There's
thought
no way you've been on the internet this long without seeing him. He's very, very popular.
I just thought it was a cool, like, human interpretation of Jack Skellington.
I agree. I think it's very, very cool. Look at this picture of Miley Cyrus, and I don't know if she doesn't get her veneers redone because her teeth are so huge. It's like she can't close her mouth, man.
I mean, she might not be able to.
I'm like, why don't she just... I know she's got enough money to get them redone.
I like that. I showed you this thing to comment on because you were talking about Nightmare Before Christmas, and you're like, okay, cool, the guy's an eye patch. You just move on.
I like that patch guy.
That was my whole point. Was I was saying I thought it was cool that they were doing a for Halloween a Nightmare Before Christmas themed one. And the reason I think I don't play the game because I would honestly have to put in a lot of time in order to do it, and I already have like 30 Otome games I need to play that have hot guys in them. But
Shout out to that.
yeah, well, honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm almost collecting them just because I love the cover art, and I'm like, all these guys are so pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to sit there and just be like, man. Like, the first one I played was Steam Prison. That was just a demo, and I thought it was going to be a demo of, like, oh, here's the first chapter. No, it's the whole first route of one of the characters. So, like, you actually can get, like, a solid conclusion out of, like, one of the characters. I'm like, that was, like, 20 hours worth of, like, content for a demo.
Yeah.
And you can, even though it says you can only take the best path, I did find a way to die. Because I button pressed too fast. And accidentally chose a really dumb decision.
Rip.
Well, it's like they're saying, like, should we trust this very mentally unstable guy? And I did not mean to hit yet. I just pressed A too fast.
She said
I
like the crazy ones. I like them when they're crazy.
And she's like, should I go find my crazy... Should I go trust my friend who's kind of mentally unstable right now? Or should I go and figure out this myself? And you're like, no, I'm going to go trust my friend. And unsurprisingly, he locked me up in a basement.
And killed you. Excuse me.
It's actually kind of implied that he's going to keep you there because he's kind of mentally insane.
Where'd Chica go?
It's not a great look. But, point being, I kind of got into collecting Otome games after that because, man, their artwork is so pretty. And I also love a good narrative.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason it's called the visual novel games, you know? Is that, like, you know, visuals, they're, like, novels and they have voice acting and stuff like that. But, anyway, point being is I couldn't play Twisted Wonderland, first of all, because the fact that there's kind of a little bit of a thing where, like, there's the Japanese server and there's the English server, and the English one gets updates way slower. So the Japanese one will have this event, but, like, the English one might not come for, like, a year. Like,
that's slow. I have the first version
it's
of
really
the
not great.
Manga because I found it at Edward McKay. So I do have the first one. It's like the Alice in Wonderland one. And I've seen
because it's for that
around,
house.
I've seen like a lot of pins and clips and keychains and stuff at stores. I just don't know what it is. Come on, American Ninja Warrior. What are you gonna do, dude? What is he doing? Why is he looking at you like that?
I don't know.
I don't like that he just gave me that look.
No, so the whole idea of Twisted Wonderland also is that there's, like, houses, Hogwarts style, where they're all based on the different, like, lineages of the villains. These characters are not the villains themselves. They're descendants of them, but that's why they look a lot like them. I will admit the one that's based off Maleficent, I do really think his design is very well done.
Buddy, this is not necessary. Also,
I don't know why this is necessary right now. We're trying to save Minnie.
also, those hooks are huge.
Was that really necessary?
Mickey, I want to punch you in your dumb little face, dude.
But it was like, all right.
These are just so weird.
Yes, they are. Anyway, so the point is that, like, I've seen artwork of it. I think that's interesting. I've watched your trailer, too, because the animation of them are just really good for the trailers. Yeah. And so that was just one where, and that's the thing that they do differently. They had one that was, like, for Frollo, which was really, like, just...
Who?
The Crazy Minister and Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Mm.
That was
I thought
really
it
interesting.
Frollo.
His
Did
name
you say Furlough?
Yeah, his name is Frollo.
Frillo?
Frollo. Like
Frollo?
YOLO, but FR.
Okay.
Yeah.
I cannot hear these days. I think I'm just dumb.
Anyway, and so, this is our first boss fight right now. This is as far as I've ever gotten in the game, but I want to finish this point before I start doing a boss fight. So, and they would, like, they had one that was, like, you know, they have the basic houses are, like, based off of, like, Scar, Hades, Maleficent, Queen of Hearts is the one you have, is the house that you have the manga for.
Yeah.
Gosh, what's the last one? I think it's Jafar?
I also didn't even know it was a game.
Yeah, it actually was a game. It's been a game for years, actually. It's just, it took a while for it to get to America. As always all things do.
Most things do, dude.
So, and then they literally got the manga out before the game actually came to the United States, which is great. So people really wanted to do it, so people just, like, got a very strong online, like, translation server going. So they're like, hey, we can't play the game, but we recorded it and put English subtitles on for you guys. And we're like, thanks.
That's where you go.
So,
Massive dubs.
So anyway, it's also interesting that, like, I like their naming conventions, because sometimes they're, like, things that match the villains, and other times they're, like, totally just random things that you're just like, okay, that's a name, I guess.
Is there
Or
a way
most likely it isn't. But, so the interesting thing is that, like, so, like, they had one that was, like, entirely based off of Plague Doctors. That was really cool. That was, like, a Plague Doctor Mask of Death sort of thing.
Yeah, I like that vibe. I like Jack Skellington, so I do like the characters in that.
So I like, and then this current one they're doing right now is, like, they're stuck in, like, a book based on Halloween Town.
Yeah.
The thing that's questionable is, again, the fact that, like, there's, most of the time, like, the characters are, like, descendants of the villain. The thing is, like, Jack Skellington is not a villain, so they're kind of, like, there's a question about why there's him and there's also, like, a human parallel.
They'll probably have, like, well, I guess...
And the fact they're trapped in a storybook.
Technically, he's, like, the hero, but also maybe he's the villain, like Santa Claus? You fell out of the thing?
That one has a lid on it, I guess.
Hello, L.
I did not know some of these had lids on them.
That's actually really funny.
Over here, dude. I remember this did stress me out so much as a kid doing this boss fight. Okay. Over here, dude. How are you not dead yet, dude? Am I gonna have to literally lure you into, like,
I think
every single one of these drums? Okay, we're definitely killing these things. Are we all in agreement about that?
Which I don't think is nice, because they're just some guys.
Yeah, they just got stuck here because,
They
like...
don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's why I feel bad. I'm like, we didn't do anything. Minnie climbed on his back. She was dumb for climbing on a mushroom. Girl, don't climb on a mushroom.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And the other reason, like, I was reading the comments about, like... First of all, I do think... I also just like the... Like you said, like, I love the aesthetic of Nightmare Before Christmas, even if I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the movie or, like, the, anything like that. That's why I'd be willing to play, like, a game of it, because I love the aesthetic of it. Because it's very gothic.
Vibes are good.
But, so that's why, like, when I was looking at this character, I'm like, I think that's a really interesting way to interpret Jack Skellington into, like, a human character that isn't just, like, oh, we're going to do what Jack Skellington looked like when he was alive. Like, they do a lot of things to still get the very skeleton aesthetic of it, like, with the dark glasses and stuff, to kind of mimic what the character looks like. And I just thought that was kind of cool.
Isn't that like a high school or something?
Yeah, it's a magic school, yeah. The houses, with the different characters in it. The other reason is that, like, I watched, like, a translated, like, intro scene as to how they meet this character initially.
Yeah.
And he's very gentlemanly, also obviously obsessed with Halloween.
Vibes.
But, like, in the way, like, you know, Jack Skellington, as far as it's like, it's a way of life. It's like, literally, how do you, like, your character comes in and is like, I don't know what that is. It's like, how could you not know what that is? That's literally all we have here. Like, it's literally like the way we communicate with other human beings, you know, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously he's very into Halloween and stuff like that. She's still hitting it?
He's like, me too, girl, get off. And I've been killing your babies? And I've been beating you up ever since?
Sorry for making you drop all your babies.
Like, she caused that damage, dude, by punching him for hours and hours.
So the interesting thing about that I watched like a small area translation of like where the first like thing happens where they go and meet like the main like skeleton guy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an interesting like translation thing that like on in first translation people like almost misinterpreted it. But essentially so it's not clear at first. But originally this whole thing, so what actually happens is that he goes, everyone he meets, he immediately goes and like kisses on the hand because it's a gentlemanly thing to do.
I'm in love with you. Oops.
But the thing is that originally it just says he kisses them, so like, wait, did he just kiss like every one of the guys that comes? They just say hi and he just comes up to them and is like, alright.
Plant one on me.
Like, aren't you just that free loving, I guess? But they're like, oh no, it's the kissing him on the hand. Which is still, I guess, it's just still funny because all of them are like, what the heck, man? And I'm like, I don't do this just for women, I do this for everyone. You know, like, it's just to kind of show that that's just, you know, his way of saying hello. Mm-hmm. But it's also, like, one of those things where everyone's like, alright, I'm used to doing this to, like, you know, girls and stuff like this. I never had it done to me before. This looks important somehow.
Is this like the end of the game?
This definitely, yeah, this looks important somehow.
Is this game only 3 hours long?
I have no idea. This is, again, that boss fight was as far as I've ever gotten in this game. So everything going forward is, I'm completely at a loss. So we're in a museum now after we were in a warehouse. Not sure how, but we are.
It's a nice skull.
It is a nice skull.
Ammonite. Okay, word. So I guess those are just a U-turn, guys? I really don't know. It'd be great if they told us what was going on, but I don't know what's happening in this game.
Also, because you cannot really see.
Nice.
Okay, you have a very short turning radius there, buddy. Yeah, I was like, can I sneak behind him? I'm like, no, he's way too close to me.
Why is that guy so much bigger than everyone else?
I don't know. Also, that just, I mean, like, I wonder if some of them were, like, blinded as, like, they, like, fell.
That's so sad.
Like, I feel like we are definitely the bad guys in this situation.
No, we really are. Like, there's no reason. We
Like,
didn't
you
need to
made
beat
him
them
drop
up.
all his little babies?
Yeah, this is actually directly the result of your actions. Why can't he parkour up onto that little wall?
I don't know.
Mickey, parkour, dude.
I don't know. This is very selective on the things you can actually jump on.
This reminds me of, like, old Animal Crossing, where they're, like, really mean to you. They just steal your stuff.
I was just like, I hope I can outrun you.
I think luckily he just bonked the wall. Oh, he's got like a little angry eye. Ha! Ooh! Wah! Wee! Wahoo! I forget that Disney and Nintendo are not the same because they are almost
They
the same.
behave the same way.
Yeah.
They have about as the same respect for creators.
Really, but they're like, Disney does not own Nintendo,
They couldn't if they tried.
but they like to pretend they do.
Well, it's realistically, Disney tried the game market thing, and then they closed their studio, so clearly they are not interested in video games.
Which is so crazy.
Disney Interactive Studios did make a lot of good games. I think
I
it's...
think Square Enix was
no,
in collaboration with Disney Interactive for a
every
while,
once in a
weren't
while,
they?
yeah.
For at least a couple games, I feel like.
And, like, Disney Interactive Studios already did all, like, the Disney spin-off games. And, like, they also made Spectrobes.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because it's actually, like, a really good game, but they didn't keep doing it because they wanted something that could, like, compete with
Oh,
Pokemon.
girl, look at those graphics on that dinosaur. Yes, texture map. Let's go.
And they're like, oh, well, this doesn't compete with Pokemon.
This
I'm
is
like,
a
well...
GameCube game. Unfortunately, not an emulator. This is the raw disc. I'm like, when do I get to have the fun prizes?
There are so many little star boxes, even if none of them are full. I like how there's just random spotlight at every given time when something happens with Mickey.
Shout out to my man Mickey.
I don't know under what circumstances I lose a life. Because it seems like when I run into them, I'm fine. But if they attack me, I lose a life, you know?
Well, I think that's your answer. If you run into them, run to them, die, then
It just seems very weird.
I don't know. I don't make the rules, dude. I'm just a girl.
Is there like a rest of that song that goes that way?
Yeah, she's like, I'm a girl.
That's very exact.
Girl, dipping in the bikini and something. I don't know. It's on Band Hero.
Oh, that one looks.
What is that one? That looks like a
That
child
one.
head from the back.
That one looks legitimately like an alien there.
That does not look like a good time. What are you in?
I'm in a vase.
Like a vase? A Mayan pot? Does this one just go at diagonals, maybe?
I don't know.
He's pointy?
He looks like he's like, it's not a phase, Mom.
That one's really cool. That's like a very, like, he's actually, I take it back, he looks like he's like a Tesla. You know? Like he's trying a little bit too hard to be futuristic and spacey, and in the end, just kind of.
It's like, well, one of us had to look like an alien, and no one else wanted to do it.
Since you guys want to look like mushrooms, well, Mom's a mushroom, so that's why I want to look like that. And then they fight. He like invests in Bitcoin, and he gets mad when everyone's like, actually, that's not real. And he's like, well, shut up, because it's the way of the future, and you just don't know. And I want that to be their nose. I don't want it to be their little eyeball.
I see it as their nose.
It's hard to, because just the one.
'Cause they're pointy.
Yeah, the one little nose. It's difficult for me to see. So I feel like the eye would go in. I think it's because it protrudes. It looks like a nose to me.
Yeah.
Eat my little chips.
Apparently for
Dang,
my
let's-
next hide
Time check.
inspire.
I'm tired. What time do you think it is, Evie? I'm gonna ask this before we look. Based
I
on
don't
my
know.
body, I say it feels like
9?
11 p.m. and it's most likely 8:30. It's 9:30.
Okay. I was closer than you were then, at
You were.
least.
I was an hour off. Like today, I was like, they've got to be coming home soon, and I look, and I have an hour and a half left before they come home. I'm like, oh boy. From work, I was like, they gotta, and I look up, it's 3 p.m. exactly. on the dot. I
Honestly,
was like,
even the morning with
I'm
Austin, I get that
miserable.
way sometimes.
well, it's just, you're just tired.
Where I'm like,
Like
is this
today,
really
we
an
went fast
hour
at
to
school,
lunch?
So then it went slow.
I literally whistled right next to you. How did you not see me? Okay, he went slower last time he charged me.
Dang, he bonked you for real. Buddy bonked you. Huh? Wow. Sometimes I gotta rock those too, man. I hear ya.
They're just so like.
Wub, wub,
Yeah.
wub, 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 wub. Dubstep. I was trying to get some like, you know, a lot of like club music going. Nobody was jamming with me earlier. It could be because they're foreign, they don't know what club music is. But I was like, come on guys, you guys gotta like, we gotta get jamming. Nobody was ready to jam with me. I'm so excited for a day when I don't just talk about kids all day. Right now, it's like, if I get...
How am I supposed to know that's there?
Dang, I saw you physically recoil from that one. That was a little bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
I couldn't see around the wall.
I saw you, like, off of that one. That was kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Because I can't see with this camera. Which I think is part of the point, but...
She said, I'm just a girl.
Oh, that one does not blow up. He is rams. And
Oh! He's invisible. This is like, you know when they said there's UFOs and UFOs are real? It's because there's that one jet that's like that. It's like an invisible jet that looks kind of like that. Because it's unidentified, and they say it could be any unidentified flying object. So it's like a Russian plane or something that's like they're all working on like stealth stuff and it can like camouflage and turn invisible. That's what that guy is. Alright, sassy pants. He said I love sassing. Assassin's Creed. Well, you played that game once.
I did.
I like the idea of it being a simulation of the real world.
I played Syndicate, which is like the one that actually is very good, but the problem was that like everyone was already turned off this franchise at that point, so like no one played it. Which is unfortunate because it was. I'm not gonna get that Starbox. I don't really care. I played it because one of the protagonist names was Evie. And that never happens, especially never pronouncing it and spelling it the same way I do. So, proof that I'm actually British. She also had a really nice outfit. Someone I would definitely cosplay as that I can make an outfit that complicated looking. But in the only time they ever it was really the only other time they ever had a female protagonist that had any sort of personality. Because after that literally after that game
looks
was
like a big turd you were walking up on.
Yeah, it does look like that.
An elephant, maybe?
I think it's supposed to be an elephant.
Looks like a big old turd.
But
big old poopy.
It after that they unfortunately went into a more model that was like, let's just do it where it's can be female or male and the story won't change. Like, but by doing both of them, then you lose all the nuances. Because let's be honest here, as you know, male and female have different experiences for certain things for a reason. So it's like I'd rather have a female built story and a male built story than a this is interchangeable with female and male, and it makes no difference. I'm like, well, then I don't really feel like a girl then, do I? So that's why that Syndicate was the last game I played, because you played as twins that were female and male, and they had very different philosophies on stuff, because the males was kind of like, let's go forth and kill and cause problems, and then the female was like, you just caused like a stock market crash in the process of doing that. And so she was like cleaning up his messes most of the time. The biggest problem I had with that game was it was very good, except for the fact that the only real plot that she got was she was having a love story. And I'm like, we can do more with a girl than that. Come on.
Yeah, then it's a love story. That's fine.
So, like, I originally, like, the way the game feels, it feels like there's a mission missing from her story, because both of them have 8 missions. He has an extra 9th one, and I feel like she's missing a 9th one. Like, there's this whole, like, lead up to the fact that, like, she overthinks things and overplans, so that's, you know, but you can't plan for every contingency, and the idea with him is that he never plans anything.
Same. God.
Why didn't you... I hit A, and then instead of selecting the pot, it took me out of trick mode.
Rip. If you will. Dang, Buddy's going crazy. Let me in! Let me at him! Let me at him! Why I oughta?
Just gonna do that for a while, isn't he? I guess he just chases you indefinitely. Yeah, I guess so.
He turns invisible and resets.
So those ones are just invincible ones, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably just the invisible reset that's gonna be the tricky part. One may think.
Thing is that, like, sometimes they see me, and reasonably so, and other times it's like, how did you see me?
Yeah.
Now he's charging me from over there.
Nice. Dubs, milady. And now, it's time for me.
Look, he's
This is now our ambient.
look, he's like,
doing
oh, he's
stuff
like,
time.
he's like over there, and he's still trying to charge me. I'm like, you can't get to me, brother.
We're body doubling.
All right, I'm
doing
just gonna
my-
walk over this
my
way, and
duties,
you
and you do
come
your
back when you
duties.
need it. Oh, I can actually climb on top of that? I did not know that.
Okay, that's a big old jump.
Well, I assume when it's like things like that, it's too high that I wouldn't be able to get down from here, but alright. Fine. It is not clear at all what you can jump on in this game. I wish that they had like some sort of signaling, like this thing has a red marker on it or something, you know? Something that makes it a little bit more obvious.
Agreed.
Like when I can jump on something, that would make this much easier. Anyway,
You're good. I'm just lying here because I'm CB.
Anyway, so I like just like I was saying with Assassin's Creed Syndicate, so like you have this whole like build up with the idea that he's too reckless and she overthinks things.
Yeah.
And the idea is that you kind of see with each of the missions that he goes and takes out targets to enact change, getting rid of the corrupt politician, for instance, or like, you know, the corrupt doctor who has like medical malpractice, which is a good thing on paper, but then the fallout from that is that like, oh, you remove the head of medicine, now everyone's selling their own knockoffs that are not true medicine, so the people who need the medicine are dying because they can't get good medicine. So then you play with the girl afterwards who goes and like essentially is filling in the gaps where they're like, okay, by helping this guy you're able to you know, okay, gotta be careful here. It's like, okay, so he caused that problem, now we have an issue of like unregulated drugs, you know, essentially. And so then you meet this lady later who's like, okay, I'm going to go and enact. Come on, go. Oh my gosh.
Did you get bombed?
For some reason, I wasn't close enough to be to the second one. I was close enough to the one with the lid on it,
That's a pain.
but I was not close enough to the other one.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. I was close enough to the first time I did it, but for some reason, it did not select on it.
That's a pain.
Controls are just kind of being fickle with me at the moment. I never played this game, but this feels way too familiar. I mean, it is a Capcom game. Maybe you should just recognize it for that.
It's also got like that vibe of like the early 2000s games. Like
You might have seen a commercial for it.
Well, it's just like early 2000s games.
You watch Disney Channel, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's just got like an aura about it, because this also reminds me of like old school Animal Crossing. It's 0% like it, but it just maybe the aspect ratio, because I think it's like a 4:3. Perhaps is like the old aspect ratio, or this might be like a 4 by something. Like it's much smaller, and the graphics and the way that the engines runs and the control schemes, it's just very reminiscent of old games. The good old days, if you will.
So anyway, the whole point is that every mission you're doing is that he's taking out one of his big major targets, like the main people in power. And every time he does, like, you know, he does it at the bank to take out corrupt bank manager. But then they have a problem of the fact the bank's collapsing now. So she goes, like, behind the scenes to go and cause something so that the banks don't collapse and stuff like that. And so, you know, the whole idea is that every time he's doing a thing, you're falling behind. And she has her own, like, each side has, like, a major villain they're dealing with. And she has her own villain who's, like, another woman who's, like, chasing her. She's trying to find this lost artifact that she believes, like, the main people, like, the Templars are looking for. So she's looking for this lost artifact. Thing is that she's doing that while also essentially cleaning up her brother's messes. And these two are, like, very close, obviously. But, like, this whole thing, they're kind of getting to be at each other's throats. And so I thought, and I did read a fanfic that essentially did this and did it well, so I wasn't actually as bothered then, because I'm like, okay, well, that's what I was looking for. But the idea is that you feel like there's a missing mission, because there's, like, they have this whole thing where she's, like, her, like, the main female villain is going to be, like, he's like, I am going to have her hang from the gallows, and her brother will be powerless to save her. You know, it's essentially the idea is that they were lining it up that she was going to overthink something, and she was going to get, like, trapped or captured somehow, and then her brother would have to not be reckless for once to go and save her. Like, something like that. Somehow it was going to have to be, like, she was going to have to figure out you can't, like, predict everything, and he was going to have to take responsibility for something. Instead, her ultimate thing is that she has this romance thing with this other assassin that you meet, which is fine. The problem is the whole build-up to this romance, all the chemistry they have is in a side quest that I did not do. So when she's suddenly coming on to him, I'm like, where the heck did that come from? And I'm like, I looked at it after I beat the game, like, oh, there's this whole side quest you do with him about, like, collecting flowers and stuff like that, which is their entire courtship.
Did you mean, when you said you never played this game, did you mean Assassin's Creed, or did you mean this Mickey game? 'Cause I thought you were saying this Mickey game, but you realistically could be talking about Assassin's Creed, because it is very, if you played any sort of just, like, Victorian age game.
I feel like they probably
very
would have heard of
Victorian, or if
Assassin's
you,
Creed,
like,
though.
consume a lot of Jack the Ripper media, it is in that time era, so that could be something like that of, like, it's a very popular era, and I will say, from the Assassin's, I haven't played them, from what I've heard from Assassin's Creeds, like, their settings are said to be really, like, I do know the one,
They're hyper, accurate.
Egyptian one was when they started using it for, like, schools or something. One of them was so accurate they started using it in schools as, like, a real walk around.
Unfortunately, that's the problem, is that they've always been highly historically accurate. The problem is that, like, after Syndicate, when they stopped having, like, unique player characters and, like, you know, characters that were in and out of yep, those ones do explode. Alright, good to know. Like walking past the bomb. Don't know where I'm going, but we're going in this direction. No, I mean this Mickey game. I've done the Assassin's Creed, even though so long ago that the lore has existed in my brain. Yeah, I assumed it was the Mickey game.
Yeah, I assumed it, but I didn't want to, you know, assume the wrong thing and be.
Okay, I guess we're doing a trick thing here.
Wrong.
I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing a trick thing. Oh, dinosaur, I guess.
Maybe we're gonna slide down the head, maybe. It's a very typical thing to do when you see a.
Oh yeah, when you see a thing like this, you're probably gonna climb on it.
Yep, there we go. Realistically, your feet would definitely get stuck. Did you just do a split? That's crazy.
Man,
Was he trying to do,
Mickey's
like, this number?
yeah, Mickey's just like a parkour king here.
Mickey parkour. Hey, parkour simulator? I'm not gonna lie, that sounds dope. I'd rock that. My name's
I don't know
Mickey.
why I came down here,
Yeah,
but
I just did that. I don't know, but I guess you need to be down here because he said that was awesome. Yeah, I just did that.
I swear, if I have to do that whole section again with 0 lives.
The mushrooms guy's right behind me, isn't he? Is that a new room?
No, I've already been through this area.
Oh, okay.
I swear, I just went down there for like no
backtracking
reason.
in this game's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know.
It would help to have a map. I have to go through those rooms where I just barely made it through. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I do.
What's happening? Oh, you were just here.
Yeah.
And you come back and get the star pieces all over again?
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing this right.
No, again, a map would really be
I want
helpful
to know,
here.
like, what's that held down arm thing? What is that? You need that thing right there. What is that? Like a leg, I think.
it's just a legit arm.
Can you go to the other side of it so I can see what it is? I
Wait a
can
minute.
look up a map for this game if you want me to.
I think I just accidentally, like, did a shortcut to the save point, which I did not need to do because I think I was supposed to activate something while I was up there and I just didn't.
Oopsie poodles.
And I'm very sad about that.
Rip.
That took so long and I, like, lost 4 lives, so I'm probably gonna die.
You have like no lives left, dude. So
As I'm
what
saying,
if
I
you
used up
die?
all my lives trying to get up there, so I was like, I'm probably gonna
If you
die.
die, you just go back to the save point and respawn
Yeah.
lives.
I assume so, so I almost kind of be like, yeah.
Why don't you die and go back to your save point? Sam was bonk dead.
Let's get more lives that way.
That's what I was thinking.
Nope, I still come back with 0 lives. We're
That's
just screwed.
so dumb.
I wouldn't have saved there then. We're just kind of screwed here.
So they just keep sending you back with 0 lives. So we probably also got stuck here as kids.
He probably just soft locked myself. Great.
Well, can you get back up?
Yeah, just have to be very careful and make sure I don't die 3 times like I did trying to get up there the first time.
Slay.
And if I die at any given point, it'll put me back to the beginning.
Where's Minnie? Let me finish this battle, then I will look up a map for you.
I'm pretty sure I just went down too early.
That's
And now I just have 0 lives and I have to do this whole thing all over again.
it's very slay, honestly. Very cool.
Makes me very sad. Anyway, so the thing that happens with Assassin's Creed, so they have like this whole thing where like you think the quest is going to be like, you know, like his quest is going to be with her and like trying to rescue her. No, it turns out her whole like thing is that, oh, she's becoming more emotional because she's fallen in love with this guy that from my perspective she's known for like 2 minutes. Because I didn't do their quest line that apparently is them falling in love. And so like when it comes to a mission where like he gets, also they point out that he's a researcher assassin, not actually assassin, so he actually kind of sucks in combat. And you're like, great, this is the guy you're choosing, all right. But I thought he was cool in the beginning because he was like kind of a mentor, like nerdy like thing, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Until they're like, oh no, he's just here to be her love interest. But the problem is that like if you haven't done their quest, their love makes no sense because you're like, wait, why are they interested in each other? So she's all of a sudden becoming super like emotional, like I don't know. The point is that she's not thinking straight. Instead of prioritizing the mission, she prioritizes saving his life, and then she gets angry because she did that, and it's essentially, it's very kind of, for how much the rest of her story is very good and very strong independent woman sort of vibes, it's very much like, and there it is, you know? Where it's like, okay, the only thing we could do with the girl was give her a love story. Okay, never mind, there's the shallow female writing I was expecting. I just had to wait a moment for it to show up, you know? That was the biggest letdown of her story. So, like, it's going really strong because they pretty much hold her and her brother on equal footing, which is really nice, especially considering it's Victorian England. And, you know, like, she has some really interesting, because that's the whole thing. It's the brain and brawn sort of, like, duo, which is honestly a lot of fun when you do it right, you know? I always...
Dang, hide and sneak, dang, on free and Amazon. One of these goes for $60, and the other one goes for $169. I'm like, buddy, that's a lot for this game, dude. Most of them look like they're going for 40.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, that's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Hide and sneak, full gameplay. Somebody says the full gameplay in an hour.
Okay, then I just suck at this game,
Nice.
I guess.
I'm gonna, like, zoom in. Hide and sneak. Walkthrough.
So I just suck at this game?
No, I think we just went the wrong way. This might be a speedrun.
I'm waiting for the other guys to show up so I can jump in that one.
What level are we on? We're on
Museum.
level 3 map. Is this level 2? We did the
Might be
fourth.
level 2.
It's from 2004. Nice. The museum. Okay, what room are we in? Let's see. Okay,
One with a
this
bunch of pots.
is not helping me. I'm gonna go this one instead. So there's some backtracking in this level. Fine.
Lovely.
So section. Okay, so there's one, that guy. There's a little, that guy. How many of that guy are there in here?
Hey.
Series?
Hey, Ixie. Yeah, so Melon, you want to explain that? I have to focus on this for a moment.
I think it's just very anxious because when we first played this, we were very young children, and like the thought of having something come down and scare you, like chase you, to me personally was like very spooky. I was not the biggest fan of this game.
Also, you know, it's like we played like an odd medley of games like growing up, so like clearly we had some odd tastes.
So that's a bomb one.
Yeah, and I can just sneak past that guy. I know how to do that.
You got a heart container on him. And then there's two. I think you're in section 2.3.
Probably.
I'm just gonna watch this video because it's gonna go faster. Oops, gotta watch an ad. Yeah, it's more so we were anxious. I don't know if it's necessarily scary, but we were very anxious children.
No, but this game terrified us as kids because, again, it's just the idea of like sneaking around, being caught, these things randomly charging you when you can't even see them coming at you. The idea, like, this is literally just like a stealth game. And, like, the fact that, like, you know, those things could charge you any moment or they explode, and, like, the fear of being caught. Also, for us, we're a very high, like, you know, fear sort of thing where we're like, we want to take the risks, we want to do safe things, and then this is definitely not a game of that.
So you're in the, oh, you need that mushroom.
I need to get that mushroom. How do I just walk up to it?
I guess you just like run, I think. Just like watch their patterns and run when they won't get you. Dubs. The magic shrooms!
The magic shroom.
Mickey, don't take that. It's not gonna make you feel good. LOL, want to see her naked. That's funny. I thought I was talking about, like, Mickey Mouse. I was like, no, I'm okay. He's already, like, mostly naked as is. I'm okay.
Yeah, he's only wearing pants. He's not wearing a shirt.
He's got no butt. Like, he's built really like me. He's real flat in the back. No dump in that trunk, if you will. We also brought up Luigi's Mansion to maybe play because, I mean, that one I don't know if we will because that's a game we've played a lot.
We've beaten it, like, 3 times. I just brought this one out because we've never beaten it, because again, we've always been too anxious to beat it. So I'm like, this time I'm like, I'm going to make an attempt to at least get farther in this game.
What I would like to do at some point though is I would love to do a some FNAF at some point. Did you do something with that rope or no?
I don't know. I guess not.
Maybe you were supposed to use that to steal the mushroom? No, I guess not. It's just there for set design. Alright, whatever. Maybe it's implying someone was going to steal the mushroom.
Maybe we could have used that to steal the mushroom, and I just chose the hard way.
FNAF, yes. Yeah, I'd like to at some point for Halloween. It's
Although,
kinda
last time we
spooky,
tried to do that, Malin almost cut off the circulation in my arm.
But I think it'd be different on the Switch because it's apparently easier. With like the button controls.
I thought it was harder.
They said FNAF 2 is easier with just control.
Okay, I guess that rope was probably to make it... probably could have done some fancy star move there. Alright. Whatever. Now I think we ride down the Brontosaurus.
Go team.
Glad I just redid all that for essentially no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, you get to do this again, Mickey.
one more time. That's what I look like when I jump off the third stair. That's how I feel.
You're like, I did something so cool right here.
You're like, woohoo! I remember as a kid, you're trying to like jump off a certain amount of stairs, and after a while, you're like, I can jump on this one. You land, and then like the vibrations go through your knees, but you try to play it off because you're a kid and you don't want to seem not cool, but it actually really hurt your knees. I remember that a lot as a kid. You're kicked. That's crazy. At the end of the level, they don't just like pull you out. You have to get all the way back. It sucks. I'm so sleepy. It's so sleepy. What
I
are
do
you
not
gonna
have
be
enough
for
room.
Halloween, Evie?
I don't know, honestly. That's my problem. Is every year we're always like, we're gonna do something big, and then we're all, by the time we get to Halloween, we're like, we're so tired.
Thankfully, this is for sure and for real and without a doubt the last year of band. Because if Evie does band next year, I will actually kick her out of the house. And I'll make her learn to drive. That's her punishment. If Evie does
No,
band for one more
you don't
year,
have
she
to
has
worry about it,
drive.
because I literally said that, and teacher's like, if you do not quit this year, I will come over, and I will, like, take you away from the band room. I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll force you to learn how to drive.
He's like gone and, well, I obviously can't do band if no one's driving me, but he's like, I will actually come and like block you from entering the school, and I'm like, that is fair.
Yeah. So I
am legitimately quitting band this year
because it's so hard. I've been trying to retire from band since 2021, maybe.
I meant to quit 2 years ago, but I also have like, something like, okay, glowy mushroom, I guess.
I think I actually quit in 2020, but then he's doing shrooms. What's happening?
I can't read the whole comment there. You'll have to tell me what it is after we're done. After that cutscene's done.
Same here. Every year I want to dress up and never do. A few of my friends are throwing a Halloween party, and so I really need to dress up this time. Yeah, we have some cool... Well, realistically, there's some nice stuff on Amazon that we have that we could just...
You ever just want to take one of those, like, like the cheapy sort of, like, I don't know, like Genshin Impact, like, or Persona, like, costumes, and just be like, I'm gonna just own this. It'll be cheap looking, but I'm gonna own this,
Yeah, really. What I'd love to do is I'd love to, make just, like, a really nice cosplay. But I know those are, like,
I know I
hundreds of
realistically
hours
cannot make a nice cosplay, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, I like to have something that looks decently like the character I'm aiming for.
And I'd love
So,
to
like-
buy a nice cosplay, but I'm like, but I want to make
Like
it.
that's what I'm like. I need to do just someone that's like looks human, so I can actually say that I'm like close. Like the problem is that no one has red hair, so Madeline could be like, she could be Makoto, she could be Kara, she could be like so many people because she has
Actually, right
brown
now,
hair.
I could be a really good Akechi because the last time I did Akechi, I didn't have bangs, and now I have bangs. My hair, unfortunately, now is too dark. Akechi's hair is more of like a light brown, and I've got a real dark brown hair.
No,
he's
but
right,
you totally own that.
I could rock a good Kara right now. So I got the right hair for
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Like all the characters I always want to be are never things that I like naturally look like. So I'm like,
Zoinks!
I don't know how far that thing can chase me, but
I actually hate this music. This is my
I also
least favorite
don't-
style of music.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like
Apparently I can go underneath that. Didn't even know that. Good to know. See, there's no clue about what you can actually get on top of. Use someone or something in this room to locate the secret way out.
I'm gonna say it's that guy, and you're gonna have to blow up a statue. That reminds me of Mario with the shine sprites.
Yeah. It looks like a little
Oh
bumblebee.
yeah. What does it do? Oh, it sends little bees. Those are so cute. Do they have to like hit those posts or something?
I don't know.
Man, that dragon one might be probably the one you need to look at. Backwards. Nice. Why would you do that?
Trying to get an aim in that direction. I don't know what he's supposed to hit. Like, there's a little map on the floor.
Yeah, what does that say? It says, meep mop, me moop. Usually, like, the dragon looks different than the rest of them, right? So just seeing what all of them look like.
Yeah, I think so.
Minute.
Okay, so this guy's gonna take forever to get around there, I'm guessing.
Mayhaps.
So what were your ideas for, like, cosplay and stuff like that? Or, like, I would love that I could get, like, the thing for, like, I want to do, like, characters, but the problem is, like, I just don't look like any characters. So I'm usually, like, I'm less passionate about trying to do them. I tried to do Fuchaba once, because I actually do kind of look like her. I know, but
I want to cosplay boys.
Yeah.
And I got big old bazongas.
I would like if I could get, like, Connor's jacket. I would do it. I would do Connor. It's pretty cool.
Realistically, someday I want to cosplay as Wallace in his updated outfit. But first, I have to be very, very lean. I'd love to cosplay as Claude. I'd love to do that. That one I'd like to maybe collaborate with
I'm
someone.
taunting you so much. Over here. How do you not see me?
Maybe he's deaf. Maybe he can't be taunted.
I'm right next to you. Okay, you want to look up how I'm supposed to do this while we're sitting here?
Yeah, because otherwise I'm falling asleep. I'm so sleepy.
I'm at a
so
loss of what to do
sleepy.
here.
I'm so tired. You say?
I'm just like, I'm at a loss of what to do here.
Well, apparently there's a whole thing we were supposed to do with the mask and the other thing.
Oh, so we're not in this area.
No, you're fine. No, it's like hiding. You could like hide with a mask, I guess.
So what are we supposed to actually do here?
I'm getting there. I have to skip through the video. Yes, it turns out the rope was an opportunity, but we just raw dogged it.
We did just raw dog it. I'm just gonna go quickly.
It was, as you can anticipate, a Mission Impossible thing.
Yeah. About your earlier comment, there is nothing wrong cosplaying as male character. It's not. It's not necessarily the fact of doing like a gender bent version of it. It's the fact that I'm like I would want to have like something that matches my hair color, and not many things do. Or at least ones that I'm interested
Did we
in.
already do the find and do 4 buttons to get out?
Where are the 4 buttons?
That might be okay. We haven't come to that one yet. Let's go back. What was that?
Those things appeared, and I was like, see?
Interesting. Maybe have the guy shoot at you? And try to hit like those dots on there, you see what I'm saying?
isn't showing like any clarity on what to do here.
I'm trying to find the same part. I think I'm set a different part of the video. Yeah, I don't think we've gotten
So it's like, you know, like for instance, like I would love to wear something like Joker's coat because I love his outfit so much that I'm like, I would definitely do that regardless of what, like I'm a girl or not. It's just more the fact of like, I would want to actually look like the character, and there are very few characters I think I could actually like look like. So I want like an outfit that like is very similar to them. Not to mention the problem is that I'm also like, unfortunately not one of those like, I've always found it cool like the cosplayers that go and will be like in character and stuff like that, or have like a group of characters with them, and I'm like, no, I'm still just me. Which means that I'm like, you know, I'm awkward and stuff. Which I know is, you know, something I shouldn't be so concerned about, but...
Bro, I got no clue where you are. I'm trying to figure it out still. Can you go back one room so I can see where you are?
I know this isn't going to be any easier for you to tell.
Oh, the sun.
I'm literally pretending to be a statue right now.
That's awesome. Let me just
It's actually kind of funny.
2 times speed. Mickey, shut up, dude. I'm doing like sun-related stuff. I'm gonna say we haven't gotten to the moon part yet.
The sun
I'm gonna
right there.
make that assumption.
It's like sun sort of thing right there. Did I just go the wrong way first?
I'm watching. Give me a second. Discuss something exciting and fun while I this.
See, I would also be interested in cosplaying Steven at some point. I would love to play someone in a nice suit.
Steven? Oh, Steven Stone.
Yes. Steven Stone, not to be confused with Steven Universe or any other Stevens they have, because for some reason every single game seems to have a Steven. It would always be fun when I'd be talking to Melanie about a conversation, be like, I'm just going between and she's like, okay, which Steven are we talking about? I'm like, this one. No, It's also hard to tell how big some of these rooms are. So you're like trying to figure out like, okay, how far back can I even go? There's another door back here, so I'm gonna explore over here. Maybe there's some.
You might have just gone the wrong way.
I figured I had gone the wrong way. Find a statue that does not match the others. Alright.
Find and use the 4 buttons to get out is the first room they went into.
Well, that is not where I went. And I do not have the means to do something with that. That's great. Love it when I don't have enough star power to do something.
Well, there's one room they're doing to just like redo their star power. And if you find the room that says, whatever, do the 4 buttons and get out, that's a room where it has like infinitely refreshing star things.
Yeah, I'm climbing a rope in a minute, so I'll get up there.
It seems to be near the beginning.
Yeah, I think I just did this in the wrong order.
I agree.
All these star containers, and I have nothing in, like, I can actually store in them. Because I can't find, like, the star points. This is also the beauty of playing old games, is that you'll be like, wow, how do we ever figure out these things as kids, you know? This is, like, impossible to figure out.
Pre-smartphone era.
Well, also, sometimes I think game design itself just got a little better at, like, determining when something was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found a button.
Okay, I'm still watching the video. This is the area where if you come in and out of like 10 times, you can fill up all your star containers because those will reset infinitely.
Nice. And I can't do it from this side now? So am I just stuck in here? Okay. So do I still need to do something with this thing? Or was that just to...
I don't know, just come back later.
Because I can go refresh it later.
Oh no, dude, here's a video for you.
Mickey, I
I have no idea what's going on right now.
dog. It's supposed to be Saturday Night Fever, I think.
So maybe the way I find the secret place in that one area is I need to have 3-star things before I go into that. But yes, we are seeming to do Saturday Night Fever with stone statues. I will admit, this game is so much not what I was expecting. Okay, Mickey.
Not a fan of that one.
What is the vibe of this game?
I'm not the biggest fan of that. Personally.
Okay, we're in a different location now. No, it just removed all the statues. Okay, so that's just a shortcut. I can see why this game terrified you.
Yeah.
I know, it's like, what even is this game? I certainly do not know. Are you gonna move? Nope. Alright. Like how those little like stripy ones are just like, we're gonna shoot bumblebees at you, because even though the rest of them like charge and do other reasonable things, there's like, no, for some reason this one just shoots bumblebees. For no apparent reason. Okay.
Gotta love some bees, baby.
It's just so random. Okay. I think the save point's near here. This time we're gonna go straight for, like Malin said, to get some more star power, because apparently that helps you, like, I'm guessing, I thought like most star opportunities were like actual like star opportunities, but apparently they're just ones that are like, oh, here, this just shortens this thing that's really hard to do later. Like, oh, okay, so I like how twice now I've gone and done like the hard version of like these things instead of being like, oh, like, you know.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some chapstick.
Some of these are like, okay, just go and do this. It's, you know, it's a shortcut. And I'm like, no, instead mine is just like, what if I did it the hard way and then came back around and it's like, oh, here's the easier way. Now that you've already done all that pain and torment. I'm like, great. Appreciate that. So now I'm just going to run in and out of these buildings while I go and try and get more star power. I know I definitely missed a couple of star places along the way, but now I think I kind of got an idea of what I'm supposed to do. I think that room that I had with the little bee dude was that, like, I just didn't have enough star power to activate the trick on that statue. So I'm gonna go and get as much as I can, and I'm gonna go to that area and see what happens. This game is just surprising. Like, again, when we were kids, this game was just so much scarier to us because it was like anxious, you know, like you have to hide in stealth and you have like no means of attacking, and when you think about it, it is very horror game like. You have no means of attacking or defending yourself really. You have like a meter to do tricks with in order to like make your like stealthing life a little easier. You can't see the map, you don't know where you're going, you know, everything can kill you. It is a horror game in some ways. It's just one of those things that I'm like, okay, what was Disney thinking with this? Biggest thing I would do is that just the camera controls are kind of a pain to work with sometimes. Okay, fill up my star power. Now we're gonna go. I didn't want to do that.
Do that.
Apparently you can go on that and it will take you back down.
Did I do that?
Go back down. I didn't realize I could go back down. I thought it was just kind of stuck down there. I hope you can hear my controller rumbling through the microphone, because I'm right next to the microphone. My thing's rumbling so much. Man, what happened to rumble features on, like, controllers? Like, the PlayStation ones do that, but I don't think, like, any other games really do that anymore. And even then, on the PlayStation one, it's more like haptic feedback or something like that. Something fancy sounding like that. Like, what happened to the rumble feature? I miss that having, like, where it's, like, literally, like, shaking the entire, like, table with how intense the rumble is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was afraid you weren't one of the blind ones for a moment. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Gosh. I think Mr. Melon talks like Mickey Mouse.
He does.
Gosh. Gosh. I think we should cancel the football game on Thursday.
Now you're just being
Gosh.
Southern Belle. That's definitely not how he talks.
That is so true. I'm gonna eat this year.
That's like, you know, Miss Daisy, like, sort of, like, Gone with the Wind sort of vibes going on right there. I'm pretending to be a statue. You don't know me.
When does this expire?
I don't know.
I'm just. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's still kind of in date. It's only a couple days old.
That's not bad.
Hey, dog, look at me. It's 2024? Yeah, this is practically not even expired yet. I don't want to eat it necessarily, but I need to be. What is happening here?
I got it almost. I went too far over. I lose a life for that? Jeez. I'm just going this way then. I didn't realize I lose a life for that. I would have just done this in the first place.
As these cutscenes just take so long. I was reading the thing on the walkthrough. It was like, this game, for some reason, no one can figure out why, doesn't seem to be well reviewed. Hey, that's actually not how rocks work, buddy.
I like that this whole thing is he's trying to rescue his girlfriend while doing just all these Olympic moves.
Not the hot dog. I'm about to hit that one tomorrow at Carpool. Hot dog! This says Hogwarts on there. Yeah, the kid I was taking home today loves Mickey and Minnie music. So every time we get in the car, he's like, I want to play Mickey music. I'm like, please, literally anything else.
You gotta get him onto the Wiggles or something.
I'm trying to. Last time I told him the radio's broken, so we had to listen to my music. I don't want to play his. Would you like some chocolate bar? It says Hogwarts on it. From my grandma. She gave me some chocolate bar. Thanks, Grandma.
The fact that you have to do that without knowing where you're going, there's no way to, like, check again. That is insane.
Kids game, mind you.
And you lose a life for that. That's just ridiculous. This is surprisingly tricky for, like, a kid's game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I think I can go back to the other place because I think I know what I need to do now. I just need to have more star power, evidently.
That's good.
So I'm just going to get more and then make my way back to that area that was hard to get to in the first place. And I'm down to 0 lives, so...
Yeah.
Woo! Glad I wasted them on that pit. That I ultimately didn't need to waste them on because there was a trick thing there. Loving this game. I want to finish this, like, section and then we'll call it.
I'm so sleepy.
Anything else been going on with your life, Mallie?
No. That's the worst part. It's just work, and then I come home and then I go to sleep and then I get up and I go to work again. Unfortunately.
I just kind of like, I do school and then I crochet things. And then I did play Star Rail yesterday. That was great. And that was honestly the highlight of my week so far, has been that I got a couple hours in to play Star Rail and I was so refreshed by that. Because that is one thing that we will have to do on stream at some point, is start you on like a Star Rail account. Because man, even if you don't do it for the gacha game aspect of it, you need to do it for the characters. And the fact that they have a gratuitous amount of cutscenes. And like the main character actually talks.
The way you said gratuitous, I was like, nudity? What? Why would they do that? So I
don't believe there's any nudity in there.
No, but just when you say gratuitous, it always seems to come with nudity next. I was like, what's going on here?
So I'm just gonna hide underneath that.
Not.
Did you ever figure out what the deal was with this room?
No. It just closed the video too because I thought we didn't need it.
Well, I never did figure out what I'm supposed to do with this room. I think I got an idea. Let me try. Come on, shoot me. I figured it was something to do with the fact that I can hide underneath this thing, but... Alright. Nope, you just literally crawl through it. Alright, I feel like an idiot.
It's because we want to make the game smarter than it is.
But sometimes it is that, though. That's the problem.
Not so far that I've experienced in this game. We're over gamer braining it.
Okay, I'm a little insulted now. Why do they have all those other things then? It just feels mean. Now I'm just... This makes me kind of upset now.
Yeah. Understandable.
I'm not sure if there's anything else to get in this room or not because it's so hard to see. You can never tell how far back a room goes. You're never certain. Did I find the end at back of the room? Is there another door? I'm pretty sure I already did this door.
The chocolate.
Yeah, I did that door already. That's my thing, though. I've been saying like the whole time is I'm like, the fact that it's so hard to like tell what you actually can go underneath or not in this area.
I think there's probably reasons why this game didn't get high ratings.
You think? Okay, let's save. I think yeah. I need like one more button, I guess, somewhere.
What do you mean? How do you know?
Well, because I don't think the bridge has been raised up all the way. We'll go check. Yeah, I need one more button. It would have gotten high raised if it had dance scenes.
It was only the dance scene.
Yeah.
Mickey Dancing Simulator.
It's actually a lot of Mickey doing Olympics.
Yeah, he did a Mission Impossible scene that we missed because we
did it the
hard way.
The hard way
Yeah,
first, which I'm loving that I'm doing that.
Okay. To the best of us. Right,
where
guys?
is this last button? I found 3 of them. I'm not sure where I'm missing one. I got the one by the invisible bridge. Oops. I got the one by the dancing statues. I got the one with the hidden passageway. Never mind, it's probably in here.
When you do that, it sounds like you become a ghost for a couple minutes. It's like a very ghostly noise. In my
Yeah.
opinion. His stomach is instantly hurting from eating that chocolate. It's very slow.
That's great.
Very cool. Like, hey, awesome. That feels really good. Really good. My tummy is hurting. Actually, feels awesome. I'm really glad that we can do that together as a team. Okay, I'm going to level up my guy.
I was not able to get that guy, sadly.
Oh, leveling up. Well, you got Cynthia and I didn't get her. So you got... Instead, I got Lance and you got Cynthia. They added some new EX roles. And I'm like, oh boy, that's exciting.
I keep...
Hot dog!
I don't think I've unlocked any of the EX rules, honestly.
I have like 3, I think. I'm also big on... I like resource management. I'm a big like Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing. I like just resource management and organization because I don't do that in my real life. So I like to do it in my little games where it doesn't matter.
Now I get to do this whole thing with the cutscenes all over again.
Wahoo! I cannot do master mode right now. Legitimately too tired. My head hurts and I'm so sleepy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just doing this section and then we'll call it after that.
Okay, I'm sitting in your
I'm so-
aura and that's good enough.
I'm
for
so
me.
close to this. I'm so close to this like next section. I'm just like, let's just get to the next like checkpoint area. And again, this was a game that I definitely like remember being way more like stressful because of childhood memories.
Mhm.
So we might get kind of far in this game and then not come back to it. Who knows?
I think this is a one-off. I'd rather not come back to this game.
Yeah. Be like, hey, we got.
Do I want to know what's happening? Yes. Do I care to know what's happening? No.
Will I just look it up to figure it out?
Yes.
Probably.
Yep.
It's also because you just have to move so slow. So it just takes forever to get anywhere. And if you rush, then you're like, and now you're dead. Or you're like me and you're sitting at 0 lives. No way to get more back. Like, there should be some way to get more excess lives. But since they're on enemies most of the time, like, I can't get them because I can't kill them. Or unless there is a way to kill them and I just don't know what that is. Okay, save and let's go forward. Alright, the bridge is high enough.
Huh? She's facing the wrong way. I've been killing your children. Gosh. Oh boy, sequencing.
It's gonna take so long.
I was like, oh boy, this sounds fun.
3. Yellow, 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 red, yellow. Wish there was an easier way to do these. 2, 3. Yellow, red, yellow. 1, 2, 3. Red, yellow. Red. Oh, alright.
What happened to giant mushroom?
Giant mushroom.
Nice.
It's literally that's the whole game.
Yeah. That's all the videos were like an hour. We just took a long time because we CP.
Who was that? Well, her name is Lulu, and she came from outer space.
Really? From outer space? Well, that's far out.
She was my new friend from far.
I know they're meant for kids, but hearing those voices makes me want to strangle something very badly. I really want to aggressively hurt something right here. Ooh, I'm gonna kill you.
I knew the game was that short. I would have done that years ago. I didn't realize it was literally
It's
3
like
levels.
It's like a 1 hour game, dude. And that's why you're like, it's obviously meant for children, so why is it kind of hard and won't go on?
Also, yeah, that's also can we just say for a moment that's the reason why, like, when anyone says like they were talking about platformers, like, but it's pretty easy at low. Like, somehow we will find a way to make it longer. Like, when we were supposed to playing Portal, and they're like, you can get through this in like 2 hours, and like we took 6. Like, if it's an easy game, somehow we will take forever to do it. Because we just overthink things and aren't very good gamers. I'm a good strategic gamer because it's something that doesn't require to have like reflexes and think on the fly and stuff like that. It's more like I can think out my actions. Mm-hmm. I did not realize the game was so incredibly short. So I guess we are beating the game tonight. It is a one-off.
Yeah, if not, I was like, we better not.
Actually, that's great that I didn't quit before that point, because otherwise I would have felt so stupid. And I had quit before I did that. And I've been like, oh, let's just stop in the ruins. I'm like, oh. And I realized, I'm like, oh, it's just like, it's like an hour later.
That's embarrassing.
Alright, so, we can now say we completed this game.
We know. Yeah, dude, let's freaking never do this game again.
Yeah.
Let's sell it for $30 and never waste our time on this, because, oh boy, that stinks like a big
I wonder how much that game was initially. Because that was like an hour of collective gameplay. We took, like, 3 hours to do it, but...
That's okay. Skill issue, honestly.
It always is a skill issue, Malin. We took almost 3 hours to beat this game because we're not great at games, but unless they're like narrative-based game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, we're not half bad on them.
All right, well, thanks. Bye.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll talk while the creds are rolling. So yeah,
I was
still
checking my Neopets.
still no Thursday streams yet because again we're still kind of in the thick of band. However, my classes are over this week,
Whoop, whoop.
so hopefully going forward we might have a little bit more time and maybe we could potentially pick up like I don't know, maybe another like few hours somewhere.
Yeah, no promises as of right now.
Yeah, Capcom
That's what I'm
made this
saying.
game. That's why we're like, this is so weird.
That really sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Capcom produced it at the very least. So it's like, yeah, Capcom made this game.
When will their bonding go?
Although to be fair with Capcom, they're definitely a developer that's just kind of like Sega, where like you wouldn't believe the amount of things they've actually worked on. Where you're like, they have like serious heavy hitters, but then you also have just random little things that you're just like, oh, well, that was a
That
thing.
was a choice you
That
could
was
make.
that was
I love saying that to my kids when they do something dumb. And I'm
yeah,
like,
it's
that is
that was-
absolutely a choice you can make.
yeah. So
Although it's a
yeah.
dumb
Point is that
bastard.
we're still kind of sticking to Tuesday streams until like at least we can get past like
October, really?
well, it's band season.
Where's my phone? I just
got-
put it down and I already lost it.
Are you sitting on it? Do you put it in like your pocket?
I don't know. The medication wore off, dog. I don't know where any of my stuff is anymore.
It's in your it's not in your pocket.
Whatever, I'll find it.
I mean, call it.
Give me a minute. I'll find it. I was
So
sitting on it. Found it.
that's why I said, I'm like, are you sitting on it? And you're like, I don't know. I'm like, do you want to check?
No.
Anyway, so a lot of people worked on this game. All things.
Yeah, for it to be this bad, that's crazy.
It's not even necessarily bad. It's just short and no, I'm fine honestly. It's just a strange experience. Let's put it that way. That's all I can say about it. I feel actually kind of silly the fact that we have not completed this game up until this point. We could have definitely completed this as kids if we weren't so traumatized by the idea of being like caught by things. Because again, we're not good at like things chasing us. Is like our worst fear in video games. So like, if it hadn't been for that, we probably would have finished this a long time ago. Honestly. Anyway, so a one-off game by Capcom. So there's a mushroom for right. Okay, you gotta read that one, man.
Huh? So a one-off game by Capcom, so the RE wasn't mushroom for a sequel?
So there isn't.
Oh, so there wasn't mushroom for a sequel.
I appreciate a good pun. I will always be the person that loves a good pun. Anyway, so I'll look into seeing what we have on that Halloween Town game, also developed by Capcom. Anyway, but thank you for playing. Yeah, real enjoyable experience. That definitely sits in one of those games that you're like, yep, not gonna play that one again. What is this? People put their time into this, I guess. So yeah. Yep. In case you weren't sure, Capcom made this game.
Interesting thing to put your name on, dude.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing to put your name on. It's just a weird one. It's kind of like, this is inoffensive. It's honestly not... Again, it's one of those, like... See, like, I missed a couple of things. I missed the 2 tricks because I didn't do the rope trick and I didn't do the other trick. So, those are the collectibles I missed.
Take 2.5 hours, that's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
I didn't have all the star vessels. But it's a kid's game. It's inoffensive. We probably could be in this... The fact that I, almost beat, a lot of difficult games as a kid, and I just didn't do this because it gave me anxiety is, actually kind of silly now. But anyway, so we did this, so we'll probably still only be doing Tuesday this week. we'll reevaluate next Tuesday, and we're gonna go back to 2 a week. We do want to do that eventually, but right now it's just my practices land on Thursday for me right now, so it's kind of hard to do that.
Then we both work on Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah, so we might consider at some point moving up to maybe a Wednesday stream as well, but for right now we're gonna just stick to the Tuesday, until at least like band practices aren't gonna be going for too much longer. So for right now, we'll just kind of stick to the once a week, but we'll let you know as we go along. Thank you again for everyone who came to show up for our very scary game here that we honestly feel less like weenies now for the fact that we were afraid of this game. It is so stupidly simple and very short, and I hope that we didn't buy this for any more than $10.
It's probably like $2 at Walmart.
I hope so. Anyway, so thanks to anyone who showed up, everyone who chatted with us. We always enjoy having you guys here in the chat. I'll look into that pumpkin one that you guys recommended, and it's not... I have to see how much it is. I try to only buy things when they're on sale, but Prime Day is coming up, so...
Or we'll look through. Odds are I've got something spooky laying around.
Oh no, I got other spooky games. I literally brought I was like, we could even do a joke of it, be like, spooky, Sonic 06, because glitches.
But I've got all of FNAF. I've got the full collection of FNAF on Switch.
I got Resident Evil 8.
We've got Resident Evil. We've got FNAF VR.
I also just need to look, because again, I have a big backlog of games. If I did it before, like 30 minutes before I wanted to stream, I probably could have searched more thoroughly, so I'll do that next week, probably, maybe, and we'll see about a different spooky game next week.
Okie dokie. See you later. I gotta go to bed because I'm tired.
Good night.
Good night. Goodbye.